It's Monday, June 1st.
You know, there was a lot of commotion, lots of ruckus going on, and we just seen lots of running.
Police are searching for suspects after a young man and teenage girl were stabbed during an altercation at Mooney's Bay.
This is people's lives. Behind these statistics are empty stomachs, empty fridges, and empty bank accounts.
Calls for an emergency debate as economists say Canada has entered a technical recession.
I could never imagine running across Canada with a prosthetic leg.
And a young cancer survivor is following Terry Fox's footsteps. We'll tell you how he's raising money across the country for cancer research. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now. Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday and happy official first day of June. I'm Will Aiello.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and Rosie is away for today, and June is looking nice and hot and sunny finally, because May was so-so. We had some beautiful days, and then we had some days where we're like, what is happening? I want spring to be here, not winter.
I feel like we couldn't get used to anything during the month of May, and it just took so long to get out of our harsh winter, and now finally some consistency. Yeah, I feel like this is the time everything starts to turn around.
Absolutely, and the weather's looking fantastic, and so many things happening throughout the month of June as well, so we have some great weather for it.
Love that. That's what we want to hear this time of year.
That's right.
All right, full forecast coming up. We'll start with our news headlines, and police are now searching for suspects after a young man and teenage girl were both found stabbed during an altercation at Mooney's Bay.
We were just here enjoying the park at a basketball game, and there was a lot of commotion, lots of ruckus going on, and we just seen lots of running. So we were on our way to a basketball game when it all happened.
It looked very crazy. Like, it did not look like a fun time. There were a couple of kids over here with coverings on their face. It looked a little bit up to rowdiness.
Police say that they responded to the Mooney's Bay area Saturday evening for an altercation involving a large group of young people. Ottawa paramedics say both victims were taken to hospital. The 16-year-old girl in stable condition with minor lacerations and an 18-year-old man in critical condition. Police say video footage shows the incident was likely targeted. No arrests at this time have been made. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is calling for an emergency debate on affordability challenges that Canadians are currently facing. This as the country's economy enters a technical recession.
This is people's lives. Behind these statistics are empty stomachs, empty fridges, and empty bank accounts.
A Friday report from Statistics Canada shows the country's economy contracted slightly for a second straight quarter, meeting the technical definition of a recession. But some economists say the declines are marginal and do not indicate a widespread downturn. In a statement to CTV News, the finance minister's office called Poilievre's statement political theater, chalking up the downtown to external factors like the trade war with the United States.
In developing news, Ottawa police have reported the missing 38-year-old man has been found dead. Police say Robson Florentino was last seen entering the Ottawa River around 5:30 Saturday afternoon from the Gatineau side across from Andrew Hayden Park, and there were concerns about his well-being. He was reported dead by police late last night. Provincial police say a 24-year-old man from Brampton is dead after his canoe capsized on the Upper Rideau Lake near Westport, about 50 kilometers south of Smiths Falls. Police say they were called to the scene Sunday afternoon, adding the man was not wearing a life jacket. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Anyone with information on the incident is asked to contact the OPP.
Firefighters battled flames that ripped through a house that started late Sunday morning in the city's south end. Emergency crews were called to the home on Rideau Valley Drive north of Cars around 11:40 a.m. to find thick black smoke and flames coming from the top floor and the roof. It took fire crews nearly 2 hours to get the fire under control. There are no hydrants in that area, so water was shuttled in. An excavator was also brought in later into the afternoon to bring down the structure. No injuries were reported. This is the second home impacted by a fire in that area in less than a week.
France has requested an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council to meet today in the wake of Israel's ongoing incursion in Lebanon. Israel's attacks in southern Lebanon are being met with condemnation from Lebanon's prime minister, who was accused Israel of pursuing a scorched earth policy and collective punishment. France's foreign minister also commenting, saying nothing could justify the continuation of Israel's military operations and occupation of Lebanese territory.
Doctors in the UK are hailing the unprecedented trial of a cancer-fighting injection that can eliminate entire tumors in patients. Researchers at London's Institute of Cancer say the Omnivant injection was offered to patients whose cancer had spread or come back or failed to respond to other treatments. The jab targets cancer by blocking a protein that helps tumors grow and a pathway that cancer cells often use to escape treatment and helps activate the immune system to attack the tumor. Most side effects of the treatment were mild to moderate, and less than 1 in 10 patients were forced to stop their treatment. At the men's IIHF World Hockey Championship, the Canadians upset Sunday morning in the bronze medal match.
Norway, Steen along with Hura. Steen works in, shoots, goal!
The Norwegians with a stunning performance taking down the powerhouse Canadians in OT. Norway had a 2-0 lead late in the third. That's when Canada would mount a comeback to force overtime, but it was Noah Steen for Norway in the extra frame to clinch the nation's first ever medal at the tournament.
The Canadian Screen Awards were handed out this weekend, with the hit Crave show Heated Rivalry walking away with some major awards.
The Canadian Screen Award goes to Heated Rivalry.
I wouldn't say there was much surprise there, Melissa.
Yes.
Heated Rivalry broke the record for the most Canadian Screen Award wins in history, with 16 awards in total, including the show's creator, Jacob Tierney, accepting the award for Best Drama Series.
And Vancouver's Hudson Williams picking up the award for Best Lead Performer in a Drama Series. William also thanks honorary Canadian co-star Connor Story in his acceptance speech.
I mean, when you think about how we've been talking about this so dramatically over the last year, just with the amount of people that are watching, and now when you know that the award ceremony was coming up, you figure that it was going to be toppling and picking up a few.
And apparently season 2 is going to start being filmed very shortly, if it hasn't already. There was talks it was supposed to happen over the summer, so hopefully we get season 2 very, very soon.
And a lot of it happening in Ottawa, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Yes, a lot of the storyline comes to Ottawa, so that'll be very, very exciting indeed.
Our eyes will be peeled if we can see them around.
And our weather, our forecast, it's looking like hockey season winding down, because it's going to be hot and sunny. So usually when I think of hockey, I think of the cooler temperatures. Not today for us. We will be seasonal. 22 is the high. That's average for this time of the year. No record-breaking temps, and the sun will set around 8:43 p.m. at night. So temps right now a little bit cooler, sitting at 7 degrees. So we are in those single digits to start off your morning. 4 degrees in Cornwall as well as in Brockville, 7 in Kingston currently. Right now in our skies, it is nice and clear. We will see lots of sunshine throughout your early morning hours. Into the afternoon, a mix of sun and cloud today. And then later on this afternoon, there is a risk between about 3 and into your overnight that we could see some thunderstorm activity. So keep that in mind. We could see some active weather late in the day today. But as we head into the rest of the week, it's actually looking nice and sunny. So some beautiful conditions on the way today and throughout most of the work week this week. 22 is your high in Ottawa, 21 for Kemptville, Brockville, 20 in Kingston, Trenton area today. 21 is also the daytime high out in the valley, 22 in Gatineau. So here's a look at that 7-day forecast. It's going to be hot towards the middle end of the work week. 22 is also the high for tomorrow. Nice clear skies. A few clouds into Wednesday with a high of 25. 29 by Thursday. 27 into Friday. The weekend will stay nice and hot and sunny. We could see some scattered showers Friday and through Saturday.
Weather is brought to you by Manatic Tree. Complete tree care from start to stump.
And here's a look at your roads right now. Everything is moving well. We have no major collisions to report and no slowdowns as well. Just a reminder, construction does continue 417 Greenbank in both directions, so you could see some delays this morning. Now let's check out your TSN must-see moment.
Hello there, Matt Scooby in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Sunday. We go to the Diamond for this one. Phillies taking on the Dodgers. Man on. Brody Baez in the first when he smacks one deep to center. But check out Justin Crawford makes a leaping catch and face plants into the wall in the process. The son of former All-Star Carl Crawford showing off the defensive skills and earning your must-see moment from Sunday. And today on TSN, we've got a full day of round 4 coverage from Roland Garros, including number 4, Felix Auger-Aliassime taking on Alejandro Tabilo. It all starts bright and early at 5 a.m. Eastern on TSN 5 and 1. That's all from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
All right, everyone, it is graduation season, so we've teamed up with Charm Diamond Centers to give your grad a gift that they will cherish forever. Visit ctvottawa.ca and upload a photo of your graduate and enter for a chance to win a $1,000 gift card to Charm Diamond Centers. Find the perfect graduation gifts at charmdiamondcenters.com. Enter today. Good luck to all. And still to come on Your Morning Ottawa.
I could never imagine running across Canada with a prosthetic leg.
What a story. How a 20-year-old's personal journey propelled him to follow the path of Canadian icon Terry Fox. Full details coming up. Taking a peek outside through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, and it is a sunshine-filled start towards your Monday. 6:11, temperatures feeling nice, and we are seeing north of 20 degrees for consecutive days. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Happy Monday, everybody. Here's some of the top stories that we're following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Police are searching for suspects after a young man and teenage girl were stabbed during an altercation at Mooney's Bay. Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilievre is calling for an emergency debate on the economy, and an experimental drug brings new hope for advanced cancer patients. Full details on all that coming up. Let's take a peek outside, shall we? And temperatures feeling nice today. Not too hot, not too cool. Already in the double digits, and we are going to climb up just north of 20 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. We could potentially see some thunderstorms later tonight, continuing overnight into tomorrow. Melissa will have the full details on the rest of the week coming up a little bit later on. Let's take a peek at your roads at this hour. Nothing major to report. Everything smooth sailing as the sun shines on your Monday morning commute. This is an incredible story. He is a cancer survivor making his way across the country one ride at a time, inspired by Terry Fox. Quinn Strang has launched his own marathon of hope by hitchhiking from coast to coast. CTV's Sean Leathon has the details.
You'll see his thumb extended. Notice the bright propeller hat, and then the sign he's holding. Quinn Strang is hitchhiking across Canada to raise money for cancer research, but
I have absolutely no clue what's going to happen next.
Standing on the side of the road in Toronto, this journey has been long, not just on the road, but personally, as the 20-year-old has beaten cancer twice.
I was diagnosed when I was 15 with Ewing sarcoma, so I had a tumor in my left femur that spread throughout my body, my lungs, and my lymph nodes, and I had about a 15% chance to live. I beat it, and then I relapsed again when I was 17, and I had to get a femur transplant.
His journey through cancer treatment was inspiration to take on this one, following in the footsteps of Terry Fox.
No nation or any group of any people in the world will ever be as united as Canada was when Terry Fox did his Marathon of Hope. And, you know, I could never imagine running across Canada with a prosthetic leg, but if I can stick out my thumb and that gets attention to a good cause, I'll do my own take on it.
This is day one. On May 17th, Strang stuck his feet in the Atlantic Ocean in St. John's, Newfoundland, and has spent the past 12 days meeting Canadians on his way west.
I have made it to Parliament here in Ottawa
with a new story at every stop.
And I ended up getting blessed by a Buddhist monk in Ottawa, and I drove a Porsche through the countryside, and I had no clue that was going to happen.
Thea Alba and her partner found Quinn near Perth, Ontario, bringing him all the way to the GTA.
I don't think I would have done it on my own, but he was just this kid with like a sign, and I like when I saw what he was doing, I was like, I have to help out in some way.
And help out Canadians have. Quinn Strang's GoFundMe page has already raised over $40,000.
My goal is to raise $100,000. That is $1 for everybody from the city of Moncton.
But while it can be hard to be picked up as a hitchhiker, Quinn hopes his appearance can be disarming.
I feel like people will be more outgoing and trustworthy of some idiot kid wearing a propeller hat. Hey there, where are you guys heading?
He has each new driver autograph his sign. The goal is to make it to Victoria, BC by June 15th before flying back to his job as a lifeguard in Moncton. From now until then,
you meet these amazing people and all these amazing stories happen, and you just never know what's going to happen next.
Trusting that his thumb, his hat, and his sign will get him there. Sean Leathong, CTV News.
Such an amazing story, and you think about his words. He thinks about Terry Fox just running across the country, and he's hitchhiking. What an amazing story, making sure that he can continue on that conversation as well. All right, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is calling for an emergency debate after a report released on Friday indicated that Canada has entered a technical recession after 2 straight quarters of declines. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA to get his thoughts on this. Good morning to you, Bill.
Morning, Will. You used that term, technical recession. I started to use it on Friday as well. I guess the Stats Canada people put this word into our vocabulary. I don't remember us talking about recessions in the past as technical recessions. It feels like somebody decided they would spin us with that word to kind of water it down and make it seem like it's not so bad. But a recession is always a technical thing, right? It's just the economy grows slightly or it shrinks a little. We don't notice that much difference in day to day. It's a technical term, but it also does have meaning and can have psychological impact as well. And so we're in a recession. Technical or not, it's a recession, and we're the only G7 country in one. And I'd like to know why. And I think the people of Canada would like to know why. And I'd like to know what the government plans to do about it. So I think this is probably a non-starter of an idea, but I understand why the leader of the opposition wants to try to push for one. He'll either get one, which he can hammer away at the government on, or he can at least come and do interviews and talk to media and say why he thinks the economy should be in better shape. Either way, he'll be on my show. I don't know if you're talking to him today or not, but we'll have him on live after the 7:30 news this morning, 7:35, 7:36. And we'll talk to him a little bit about that, including what does he think the government should be doing to get us out of this technical recession that we're in.
Yeah, I found that interesting too, right? Just having to make sure they put the technical recession, like it is a recession. You know, he can put technical before it or not. The finance minister saying this is, quote, political theater from the opposing side, but I'm sure, Bill, you're not surprised that they're going at it like that, back and forth.
No, but it's a little bit of political theater to throw in the word technical with recession, right? Because there's this statistical definition of what a recession is, and that's when we say it's a recession. We can name them later, you know, like we had the Great Recession, for example, or we could maybe say afterwards that it was a mild recession. But the fact is, the numbers show our economy is not growing, and we are in a recession. So why are we the only G7 nation struggling like this? And the answer is probably a lot to do with our lack of a trade agreement with the United States of America. So we did elect the guy who was supposed to fix that, and the economy is supposed to be his strength. So I'd like to see him do something technically about it.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, you know what, Bill? We'll be watching closely, too, and listening on your airwaves for that conversation. Enjoy your show, my friend.
All right, it's technically cold out there this morning, so dress for it.
Technically below seasonal currently at this time. Bill is right on that one. And if you want to listen to more of Bill Carroll, you can listen to him on The Morning Rush, News Talk 580 CFRA, weekdays from 6 till 10. We'll take a peek at the technical cool temperatures outside. And hey, I guess it's garbage day here in the Byward Market. Temperatures will climb up north of 20 degrees this afternoon. We just got to take a few hours to get there, but the sun is shining. Stay with us, 6:20 on your Monday. We'll be right back.
Your Morning Ottawa, we are asking for your comments on tipping. How do you feel about the state of tipping right now? Let us know your thoughts. Email us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. So, Will, thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it has gotten a little bit out of control in so many areas where you wouldn't typically tip, and then they ask you for the prompt, and then you kind of feel guilty, so you just tip right away.
Right.
And this all comes from a conversation, too. Obviously, it's a big conversation that so many people have, but we were talking with some colleagues last week, and they were asking the people behind the counter, just a question for you. Where does this money go for tipping? Does it go to you? And they said no.
Right.
It goes towards the owners or the managers. And that is never a question that I had asked. But it's such a great question to ask, because if it was going towards,
to the
servers or the baristas or people where they're expecting that tip to be included in towards their payment, and I think that's, you should be tipping in those areas. But I didn't ask that question because that's not where you want that money to go. But I think it has gotten a little bit out of control for certain areas, and especially when the minimum sometimes sometimes as like 20%.
Right.
I think it is justified in certain areas, but it's definitely taken over.
And then tipping on places that you don't typically tip. Typically speaking, you tip when you're being served, right? Like it's a service appreciation. So a lot of times servers are paid a lesser wage because knowing they will have tips on top of that. So when you're at a restaurant and you're sitting down and they're bringing you your food and they're waiting on you, that's typically where you see tips being held. However, now I find everywhere you go, it's being asked if you want to do it, if you want to leave a tip option like takeout. Takeout is something that you usually don't leave a tip at. It's usually something that's part of the service in your fee, what you're paying. But now it's asking you, like, do you want to leave a tip when you're getting takeout? And it starts at the 20%. It doesn't even, maybe do like a 2% or a 5%, leave a little dollar here or there. It's starting really, really high.
Yeah, and I don't think that people right now, it's already a struggle right now. I mean, you hear what we're going on right now. We're in a technical recession. We're in a recession. And it looks like when you think about those extra dollars each and every day on the tipping, it's just, it's a little bit out of control.
It adds up. It's a little out of control, absolutely. And I, like you, I want to know where my money is going.
Yeah.
If it's going directly to the server, I have no problem. But if it's going elsewhere, might have a little issue with that.
And I hadn't even thought about that at this point. So we'll be hearing from you, but later on in the show, Melissa and I kind of had a little debrief about that. How do you feel about tipping? Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
And coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, Ashley and Gord are diving into this topic as well in their weekly segment about after a frozen yogurt run went viral. So we'll have those details coming up.
Hey. CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
Thanks for joining us here on Your Morning Ottawa. I'm Will Aiello.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and Rosie is away for today. We have some very special interviews coming up in the 7 o'clock hour with Chio.
Yes, the Chio Telethon is going to be taking place this weekend, and I know it's something that we've been a part of for so long. It's probably one of the most rewarding days that we have here at work.
It absolutely is. I know you've been part of it behind the scenes, but this is the first time you get to be on air with the Chio Telethon, and I'm so excited for you. It's such a blast and such a great day, and that will be happening this Saturday.
Yeah, so we'll have some more details on how you can get involved and what will be taking place over the weekend forecast. A little bit later on, we'll start with our news headlines on the 6:30 minute. Police are now searching for suspects after a young man and teenage girl were both stabbed during an altercation at Mooney's Bay.
We were just here enjoying the park at a basketball game, and there was a lot of commotion, lots of ruckus going on, and we just seen lots of running. So we were on our way to a basketball game when it all happened.
It looked very crazy. Like, it did not look like a fun time. There were a couple of kids over here with coverings on their face. It looked a little bit up to rowdiness.
Police say they responded to the Mooney's Bay area Saturday evening for an altercation involving a large group of young people. Ottawa paramedics say both victims were taken to hospital. The 16-year-old girl in stable condition with minor lacerations and an 18-year-old man in critical condition. Police say video footage shows the incident was likely targeted. No arrests have been made yet. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is calling for an emergency debate on affordability challenges that Canadians are currently facing. This as the country's economy enters a technical recession.
This is people's lives. Behind these statistics are empty stomachs, empty fridges, and empty bank accounts.
A Friday report from Statistics Canada shows the country's economy contracted slightly for a second straight quarter, meeting the technical definition of a recession. But some economists say that the declines are marginal and do not indicate a widespread downturn. In a statement to CTV News, the finance minister's office called Poilievre's statement political theater, chalking up the downturn to external factors like the trade war with the United States.
In developing news, Ottawa police have reported the missing 38-year-old man has been found dead. Police say Robson Florentino was last seen entering the Ottawa River at around 5:30 Saturday afternoon from the Gatineau side across from Andrew Hayden Park, and there were concerns about his well-being. He was reported dead by police late last night. Provincial police say a 24-year-old man from Brampton is dead after his canoe capsized on Upper Rideau Lake near Westport, about 50 kilometers south of Smiths Falls. Police say they were called to the scene Sunday afternoon, adding the man was not wearing a life jacket. He was taken to hospital where he was then pronounced dead. Anyone with information on the incident is asked to contact OPP.
Firefighters battled flames that ripped through a house that started late Sunday morning in the city's south end.
Oh my God.
Emergency crews were called to the home on Rideau Valley Drive north of Cars at around 11:40 a.m. to find thick black smoke and flames coming from the top floor as well as the roof. It took fire crews nearly 2 hours to get the fire under control. There are no hydrants in that area, so water was shuttled in. An excavator was brought in later in the afternoon to bring down the structure. No injuries were reported. This is the second home impacted by a fire in that area in less than 1 week.
France has requested an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council today in the wake of Israel's ongoing incursion in Lebanon. Israel's attacks in southern Lebanon are being met with condemnation from Lebanon's prime minister, who has accused Israel of pursuing a scorched earth policy and collective punishment. France's foreign minister also commenting, saying nothing could justify the continuation of Israel's military operations and occupation of Lebanese territory.
Doctors in the UK are hailing the unprecedented trial of a cancer-fighting injection that can eliminate entire tumors in patients. Researchers at London's Institute of Cancer say that the omnivantamab injection was offered to patients whose cancer had spread or come back or failed to respond to other treatments. The jab targets cancer by blocking a protein that helps tumors grow and a pathway that cancer cells often use to escape treatment, and it helps activate the immune system to attack the tumor. Most side effects of the treatment were mild to moderate, and less than 1 in 10 patients were forced to stop their treatment. At the men's IIHF World Hockey Championship, the Canadians upset Sunday morning. This is in the bronze medal match.
Norway, Steen along with Huron. Steen works in, shoots, goal!
The Norwegians with a stunning performance taking down the powerhouse Canadians in OT. Norway had a 2-0 lead late in the third, but Canada climbed back to force it into OT. But Noah Steen was the hero for Norway in the extra frame to clinch the nation's first ever medal at the tournament.
In our hockey news, assistant captain Emily Clark led the charge montage, thanking fans at the end of the season.
To the fans, I just want to say the most sincere thank you for everything this season.
Thank you all, guys. You guys are absolutely the best fans in the league.
And you guys gave us so much energy this year.
We heard you. You are our extra player on the ice, and we're so proud to represent you and to represent this city. We love you guys.
It was a successful, albeit disappointing, end to the Charge campaign, falling in the Walter Cup final for the second straight year. It will be a bigger challenge to get back to the championship series next year with the addition of 4 new teams. That's going to be in Detroit, Hamilton, Las Vegas, and San Jose.
Fans already looking forward to next season. Puck drop for the 2026-27 campaign is expected to be in late November, because it's never the same team, and we obviously know some great Charge players will be picked up by those expansion teams. So just got to wait now and see who'll be going and who'll be staying.
Yeah, and we don't exactly know how it's going to happen yet, too, but not just like, 1 or 2 teams, but 4 teams expanding. We're going to see how they're going to manage that, but I imagine we will lose at least a couple of our really good players.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Typically you can protect a couple players, and then the rest are up for grabs. And the Charge making it to the Walter Cup final back-to-back, some players are going to be probably having to leave, which is unfortunate. But it's exciting for the league. I mean, to expand to 4 new cities is incredible in 1 year. So the growth that this league has seen is just incredible.
Yeah, already doubled from the time that the PWHL started with that. So already doubling from 6 to 12 teams. So it is amazing for the sport.
It is, absolutely. And as we heard, Ottawa has the best fans. We sell out, all those crowds. So Absolutely incredible. In our forecast this morning, it's going to be a hot and sunny week. Will, are you ready for your first week of June to be nice and sticky and nice and warm as well? We will see sunshine this morning. Could see some thunderstorms this afternoon, but overall, this week is looking fantastic for your first week of June. A little cool right now. We're sitting in single digits, sitting at 7 degrees this morning. Same within Kingston, 6 in Brockville. 4 in Cornwall already, so it's a little bit chillier out there. Nice clear skies, though. If you are just waking up, we will see that sunshine in through your day ahead. And then late this afternoon, that's when we could see some thunderstorm activity. So after 3 p.m. is when we could see some active weather, which could continue into your overnight. Don't worry, it will clear up tomorrow, and we will get to see more sunshine into your Tuesday. 22 is the high for today. Very seasonal-like conditions into your day ahead. 20 in Cornwall, 21 for Kemptville, Bancroft, and Brockville. Today, 21 as well out in the valley, 22 in Gatineau. So temperatures in those low 20s throughout most of the region today. 10 is the overnight low. 22 is also the high for tomorrow. Lots of sunshine for Tuesday. And then look how hot it's going to get by the end of the work week. 25 for Wednesday, 29 on Thursday, almost in those 30s. 27 as we head into Friday and into the weekend. Also nice and hot and sunny. Could see some scattered showers Friday and through Saturday.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
We do have some slowdowns right now. Eastbound on the 417 beginning Moody and through Maitland, it's a little bit heavy. Construction does continue along the 417 around Greenbank in both directions, so you could see some delays there as well this morning. The good news is we are collision free.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
As more veterans of the Second World War pass away, it's becoming more important than ever to remember those who fought in the major campaigns like the Battle of the Atlantic. In Almont, an annual event is keeping the memory of that fateful battle alive. And as CTV's Kimberly Johnson reports, the town took time to honor a local hero.
The sound of a bell, with each ring marking a ship lost in the Battle of the Atlantic. A moment to honor those who defended the North Atlantic during the Second World War.
We should never forget that the suffering and the atrocities that happened and the brave men and women that were there.
The Royal Canadian Navy gave to the struggle over 2,000 dead and many warships.
The event held by the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 240 outside Almont's Old Town Hall to mark the Battle of the Atlantic, which would become the longest continuous military campaign of the war, spanning from 1939 to 1945.
That's all I can say. I'm a proud veteran of the Canadian Navy.
Retired Commander John Chance served in the campaign and is one of the last surviving veterans in Canada. His work and sacrifice being honored here. The 102-year-old veteran says he thinks of his family, who all returned home.
Well, those days were the same as my twin brother had and my older brother had. We, all three brothers in the family, we all served. You know, it was a great honor to be in the military during the war.
The Battle of the Atlantic has ties to many of the families in this community and to many of the military families who are living here in our community now. And it's important to remember those who served and those who are currently serving.
More than 4,000 Canadians died in the battle. This annual service, a tradition to ensure generations to come understand the sacrifice of so many Canadian veterans.
My father served for many years of the war in the Battle of the Atlantic, and he was fortunate enough to come home, but paying tribute to those who did not.
And to see the community show up for our military again and again is truly an honor and a very special time.
Kimberly Johnson, CTV News.
An amazing gathering, all for a very important reason. Still to come on Your Morning Ottawa, I'm really excited about this. If you know me on the show, you know I love my horror and spooky films. A pair of those horror movies, those sensations ruling the box office this spring. We'll bring you those details coming up a little bit later on. We'll take a peek outside. Sun is shining, temperature's comfortable, climbing up to maybe 22 this afternoon. 6:42 on your Monday. Melissa and I will be right back. Good Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. At 6:45, here are some of the top stories that we're following today on our show. Police currently searching for suspects after a young man and teenage girl were stabbed during an altercation at Mooney's Bay on Saturday. Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilievre is calling for an emergency debate on the economy, and an experimental drug brings new hope for advanced cancer patients. Now let's take a look at what we got over the next few days, Melissa, because today, very nice.
It is a beautiful day. 22 is the high. Lots of sunshine this morning and into your afternoon. A little cool right now, sitting at 7 degrees. This afternoon, we could also see some thunderstorms late this afternoon into your evening overnight, dropping down to 10. Clearing up for tomorrow, absolutely beautiful day. 22 is also the high as we head into Tuesday. Lots of sunshine to be enjoyed on Tuesday. Wednesday, a high of 25 under a mix of sun and cloud. On your drive-in this morning, traffic is actually looking fairly decent. We just have some volume. Woodruff in through Maitland, it is a little bit heavy. There's a look at your slowdowns at Richmond Pinecrest this hour, but traffic is flowing fairly well. Just a reminder that Greenbank on the 417 in both directions, you could see some volume as we are dealing with construction that will continue over the next couple of weeks. So make sure you keep that in mind that you could see some heavier volume, but overall we are collision free. Well, it's time for your morning fix, and it was a big weekend at the movies for horror titles as a story based on an online urban legend claimed the top spot.
It's like a maze. It just goes on and on. Sometimes I'm scared I'll get lost.
So it's been a few years since an internet forum spawned the idea of the back rooms, imagining an alternative dimension of empty rooms. There's something just spooky about it. A24's take on the psychological thrillers scared up more than $81 million US on its debut. Meanwhile, Obsession kept its grip on second place with another $26.4 million in ticket sales across North America. And Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu was just behind with $25 million.
So I know that these are, we're the perfect example of how one is super excited about this and one will never see these movies.
Oh, nope.
So Mr. Hollywood comes here each and every week, and we always have a side chat. Like, you got any good thrillers, horrors coming up? Because I've loved them ever since I was a kid. And taking over a Star Wars movie, even though it has been a week ahead, still to gross that much money for a horror thriller, $85 million in week one is wild.
I thought Star Wars was going to be on top for a couple weeks, but I guess not. I guess this thriller really is the new one to, take the top spot.
And not even close, 85 to 25 million. I imagine, it had a massive week one with Star Wars and The Mandalorian, but a big decline on week number 2.
So are you going to watch it?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to go see that scary backroom one?
I had to wait. There's a couple of colleagues here on our show, too, so we might try to go see it on Tuesday. But then Obsession 2 I got to go see. So it's a good couple of weeks for horror fans.
I don't understand how you sleep at night. Like, how do you separate yourself from the movie? That's what I don't understand. Because I feel like I'm living in the movie, and I feel like my own house is a backroom horror house.
Yeah. The timing of when you watch it can definitely impact your sleep, and depending on if you're alone or not.
Especially if your kids come in your room in the middle of the night and they're like, Mommy, wow.
Like they would terrify you if you watched it.
Over 100 luxury cars took part in the 2026 Hot Wheels Legend Tour in Oakville this weekend. So this event featured more than 125 cars. The winner of the event went to Mufasta Hussein with his fully custom 2022 Ford Mustang GT Performance. The vehicle features a custom 3-stage paint finish with extensive carbon fiber exterior upgrades and was inspired by the Need for Speed video game series.
We were so impressed by all the entrants, but Mufasta, he brought this car with such passion, and his story as well. We judge these cars on creativity, craftsmanship, and Hot Wheels spirit, and that spirit was alive in this one with his previous illness, and then of course his recovery being this vehicle itself.
I love that story, and this vehicle will now head to a North American region final. There are also Hot Wheels competitions in Europe and Latin America.
It's funny, too, when you look at that car, especially that side shot, when you see the wheels.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a Hot Wheels. I feel like I maybe had one of those as a kid.
Or Fast and the Furious or something.
Yeah. And obviously based on Need for Speed, which was a massive video game.
Yeah.
But that is a huge honor to win because that is a very difficult competition.
I imagine. And it wasn't the parade Ottawa hockey fans were hoping to see this spring, but tens of thousands of people came out to celebrate the Montreal Victoires' Walter Cup victory on Saturday. The Victoires celebrated their win on St. Catherine Street in Montreal. They won the Walter Cup after beating the Ottawa Charge 3-1 in the best-of-5 championship series earlier this spring. Wow, look at that crowd.
Look at the turnout for that too, right? And a beautiful day for it too, for people to get out there. But I was watching some friends that live in Montreal that were all taking place, and the energy seemed, and the atmosphere just seemed to be next level.
Oh, that's incredible. I love to see it, and I love to see what it's doing for this sport as well. So absolutely incredible women's hockey. Just up and up and up. I love it.
And, you know, for Montreal.
For Montreal, I know.
Given the men's team, what they just went through.
Given the Habs lost, obviously, at least they can celebrate one. Think about poor Ottawa. Both our teams lost.
Yep.
Right? So it could be worse.
It definitely could be worse. All right, let's take a peek outside through our sky cam on George Street. Melissa letting us know we are in for some nice and warm temperatures throughout the week. And it's a great start to your Monday, already in the teens, climbing up to 22. Maybe some thunderstorms, but that's later today. Details coming up. We'll have your news headlines coming up a little bit later on, but we'll take your comments on tipping right after the break. Welcome back, everybody. Today in our Your Comments section, and I feel like a lot of people are going to chime in, and we have some great answers here. We asked for your thoughts on what do you think about tipping right now, because there's so much noise surrounding it, and some people chimed in.
Absolutely. Well, Elaine says, I always tip if the service is good, but I want it to go to the servers, not the owners.
Which I think is what most people think about when they tip, that it goes towards the servers.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I always just thought it went to the servers, and I know that you have to tip out usually, and that goes to like the busing staff, the chefs, and that kind
100%.
of thing. But usually you think it stays within the service industry, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Sherry says, I tip at eat-in restaurants like Eastside Mario's. I won't tip at fast food places. I work at a fast food place, and if a customer wants to tip, it's their choice. And I think that's really fair, right?
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Catherine says, I used to work at a breakfast restaurant where we tipped out every day and only a tiny portion went to the actual staff it was intended for. The owners, who were not hands-on, kept the rest. Wow, there we go.
See, it's stories like this, and I'll be honest, I had not heard about this until last week. I had always just assumed that it went towards the staff, but I guess here we're hearing more and more that the owners are taking a portion of that.
Oh my goodness.
Daniel says, I tip 15% when I need to. I don't care what the reader suggests, whether I go to the local diner for lunch for hamburgers and fries, or I go to a fancier restaurant for steak and wine. The fact remains that a server brings you a plate and a drink. I absolutely don't tip for takeout and coffee.
Thank you, Daniel, for that. And of course, we want to keep this conversation going. We are asking you about tipping and kind of your thoughts on tipping, as we are learning that some tips are not actually going to the service staff and that they're going to the owners. So we want to kind of get your thoughts on that. You can join the conversation. Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca.
All right, let's take a peek outside, shall we? Centennial Glass Skycam showing sunshine this morning, and the wind speeds maybe calming down. It has been breezy over the last few days. You almost got blown away on Friday at our event.
Absolutely, I did. I sure did. Way less windier into your afternoon, which is good news.
We will happily take that. Stay with us. News headlines in 2 minutes and 42 seconds. It's Monday, June 1st.
You know, there was a lot of commotion, lots of ruckus going on, and we just seen lots of running.
Police are searching for suspects after a young man and teenage girl were stabbed during an altercation at Mooney's Bay.
This is people's lives. Behind these statistics are empty stomachs, empty fridges, and empty bank accounts.
Calls for an emergency debate as economists say Canada has entered a technical recession.
And we kick off the countdown to the annual Chio Telethon. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now. Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. Thanks for joining us here on Morning Ottawa. I'm Will Aiello.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and Rosie is away for today.
She is, but have no fear, because Melissa brings us nothing but good news on the weather front.
Woo-hoo.
And it has been so breezy over the last few days. We talked a little bit earlier before the commercial break. We hosted an event on Friday, and I saw you coming from the parking lot, and your sweater, I swear you almost got blown away.
I had like
Came over to save
a
you.
jacket, and it just kind of flew over my head along with my hair, and it was like just a hot mess trying to walk in, like in the lipstick, the hair hitting the lipstick. It was not fun. It was super windy, and it was windy pretty much all weekend long too.
But it looks like that's going to calm down for the next little bit.
Yes, winds are much calmer this morning and will stay calmer throughout the afternoon, thankfully.
All right, good news, and it's getting warm too. She'll have those details coming up. With our news headlines, police are now searching for suspects after a young man and teenage girl were both stabbed during an altercation at Mooney's Bay.
We were just here enjoying the park at a basketball game, and there was a lot of commotion, lots of ruckus going on, and we just seen lots of running. So we were on our way to a basketball game when it all happened.
It looked very crazy. Like, it did not look like a fun time. There were a couple of kids over here with coverings on their face. It looked a little bit up to rowdiness.
Police say that they responded to the Mooney's Bay area Saturday evening for an altercation involving a large group of young people. Ottawa paramedics say that both victims were taken to hospital, the 16-year-old girl in stable condition with minor lacerations and an 18-year-old man in critical condition. Police say video footage shows that the incident was likely targeted. No arrests have been made. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is calling for an emergency debate on affordability challenges that Canadians are facing. This as the country's economy enters a technical recession.
This is people's lives. Behind these statistics are empty stomachs, empty fridges, and empty bank accounts.
A Friday report from Statistics Canada shows the country's economy contracted slightly for a second straight quarter, meeting the technical definition of a recession. But some economists say that the declines are marginal and do not indicate a widespread downturn. In a statement to CTV News, the finance minister's office called Poilievre's statement political theater, chalking up the downturn to external factors like the trade war with the United States.
In developing news, Ottawa police have reported the missing 38-year-old man has been found dead. Police say Robson Florentino was last seen entering the Ottawa River at around 5:30 Saturday afternoon from the Gatineau side across from Andrew Hayden Park, and there were concerns about his well-being. He was reported dead by police late last night. Provincial police say a 24-year-old man from Brampton is dead after his canoe capsized on the Upper Rideau Lake near Westport, about 50 kilometers south of Smiths Falls. Police say they were called to the scene Sunday afternoon, adding the man was not wearing a life jacket. He was taken to hospital where he was then pronounced dead. Anyone with information on the incident is asked to contact OPP.
Firefighters battled flames that ripped through a house that started late Sunday morning in the city's south end.
God.
Troubling video that you see there. Emergency crews were called to the home on Rideau Valley Drive north of Cars around 11:40 a.m. to find thick black smoke and flames coming not just from the top floor but also from the roof. It took fire crews nearly 2 hours to get the fire under control. There are no hydrants in that area, so water had to be shuttled in. An excavator was also brought in later into the afternoon to bring down the structure. No injuries were reported. This is the second home impacted by fire in the area in less than a week.
France has requested an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council today in the wake of Israel's ongoing incursion in Lebanon. Israel's attacks in southern Lebanon are being met with condemnation from Lebanon's prime minister, who has accused Israel of pursuing a scorched earth policy and collective punishment. France's foreign minister also commenting, saying nothing could justify the continuation of Israel's military operations and occupation of Lebanese territory.
With the Kuzma review deadline now just a month away, Canada's former ambassador to the U.S. says that he doesn't think that the trade deal should be scrapped.
I hope I'm not wrong. You can never say anything for certain in this particular context, but my money's on that agreement staying, maybe being modified, but staying in place.
Kirsten Hillman also served as Canada's lead negotiator in trade talks with the U.S. She told CTV's Question Period the July 1st deadline is not a make or break date. The U.S. officials have made it clear that they want to change certain parts of the deal. Hillman adds Canada may learn more details about what changes the U.S. and what they want over the next month. The deadline to renew or review CUSMA is on July 1st. Canada, U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc will head to Washington for talks later this week. At the men's IIHF World Hockey Championship, the Canadians were upset Sunday morning in the bronze medal match.
Norway, Steen along with Huron. Steen works in, shoots, goal!
And that's a tough one. The Norwegians with a stunning performance, though, taking down the powerhouse Canadians in OT. Norway had the 2-0 lead late in the third. Canada climbed back to force it to overtime, but then Noah Steen, the hero for Norway in extra time, to clinch the nation's first ever medal at that tournament.
Are these human or robots? Can you even tell?
When we look at robots, we're really looking at ourselves. The robot becomes a mirror, showing what we value, how we communicate, even how we project emotion.
The future of technology was on full display at Tokyo's Humanoid Summit last week, along with the very human-like robots. The precision of mechanical hands was also showed off during the event.
Oof. They were also dancing robots and some designed to help with deliveries. Dozens of companies are taking part in the summit, including Toyota and Boston Dynamics. I like the dancing robot because he still looks like a robot to me, right?
Yeah, the ones where they make it look like humans and then they try to alter the voice a little bit too.
Yeah.
We've all seen the movies, okay? We've seen iRobot, we've seen The Matrix, we've seen The Terminator.
Yeah.
We're getting too close to what they predicted.
I don't like it. I'm okay with a robot looking like a robot and being able to do human things, like clean my house maybe.
Yeah.
Do deliveries, you know, the mundane tasks, everyday tasks that I just don't love to do. Give me a robot for that, please.
And it's going so quickly, right?
Yeah.
Like AI is just taking off, and you think about how quickly it was from maybe less than a year ago when we were watching the video of the robots taking off the track field.
Running.
And now they look like us.
Oh my goodness, it's
Wild.
crazy. Well, we do have your weather picture of the day today, and this was sent to us from Pauline. It's the moon coming up on our back of Rodick Lake.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, just box me up.
And we want to hear from you. You can see your pictures right here on the show. Send them to weathershots@ctv.ca. Again, that email address is weathershots@ctv.ca. And in your forecast today will be a beautiful day filled with lots of sunshine. Average temperatures into your afternoon. The sun setting 8:43, so we're getting those late sunsets, which is so beautiful, but also hard to put the kids to bed early. 11 degrees right now, so we have warmed up a little bit. We were sitting at 7 earlier this morning. Thankfully, we're in those double digits now. Same with in Montreal, Kingston, 9 in the Valley, 8 in Cornwall, so slowly warming up across the region because it was a bit of a cool start to your morning. Good news is nice and clear. Lots of sunshine to be enjoyed early this morning. In throughout the day ahead, we could see some thunderstorms late this afternoon, sometime after 3 p.m. That's when we could see some active weather on the way, which will continue into your overnight. So we could see some thunderstorms later on today, but nothing that will ruin your day. For the most part, we will see sunshine and just an overall beautiful Monday forecast for us. 22 is the high. Winds much calmer as well today out of the southwest, gusting around 20 kilometers an hour. So we don't have to deal with these intense winds like we have over the last few days. 22 for us in Ottawa, 20 along the Seaway, 21 in Brockville, 20 along Kingston-Trenton area, 21 as well out in the valley for today in both Pembroke, Petawawa. 22 is your high in Gatineau. So check out this 7-day forecast. Absolutely stunning. A chance of those scattered thunderstorms into the afternoon, but it will clear up pretty quickly if we do see any at all. Into your day tomorrow, lots of sunshine, a high of 22. Then warming up, highs of 29 on Thursday. That sunshine continue to shine right through into your weekend forecast. The weekend at this point, we could see some scattered showers Friday and through Saturday, but just a very slim chance of seeing any rain.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business.
On your roads this morning, we have slowdowns eastbound on the 417 beginning at Moody and through Maitland. We also have congestion westbound on the Queensway approaching Greenbank. Westbound on the 174, we're seeing build up between 10th Line and Montreal Road. And just that construction note that will see construction traffic along the 417 near Greenbank in both directions, so expect delays. Will.
Thanks, Melissa. Well, the 43rd annual CHEO Telethon campaign is well underway in the lead up to the yearly broadcast right here at CTV. The telethon will air from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday, June 6th, with powerful stories of hope, courage, and resilience. CHEO Foundation CEO Steve Reed joins us this morning to tell us how you can support and especially those children in our community. Good morning to you, my friend.
Good morning.
43rd annual. When you think about that word and what this does for our community, especially in the youth, how does that feel, 43rd annual CHEO Telethon?
It's amazing, isn't it, to think back at how much good this has done over the years. So much of what we're able to do to support the kids at CHEO, the work that takes place at the hospital, at the Research Institute, Roger Nielsen Children's Hospice, so much of that has come from the great work that's taken place over 43 years now with the telethon.
It's so special. You know, I'd love from your point of view to talk about how the foundation plays a role in supporting CHEO, especially with an event like this.
You know, just about everything that happens at CHEO happens with community support. So when you walk through the doors, the equipment that's used, the programs that are in place for the kids and the families, the physical space that we're in, all of that is either funded by or enhanced by community support. So events like the telethon are super important to everything that we do.
Yeah, and you know what? And it's really hard to speak with a friend or a family member whose services have not gone towards CHEO at some point. The Kids These Days campaign is coming up. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, the Kids These Days campaign is helping us get the message out about the needs that kids have these days. That's where the Kids These Days theme came from. But it's really helping us I think it's doing a good job of getting the message out that, you know, things are very different for kids these days than it was back when CHEO was first constructed and first opened back in the 1970s. So we're just trying to modernize, we're trying to grow, we're trying to make sure that our facilities and our systems and our programs are designed to meet the growing population we have here. And so we've got a big campaign, we've got a big mandate to help support that growth, and the Kids These Days campaign is helping us do that.
The telethon is going to be such a powerful day, and especially when you hear some of the stories from people and youth right here in our community. Speaking from your point of view, the funds that go directly towards the foundation, how important is it, and where do those funds get dispersed? Because you hear it firsthand about how this money can go and save lives and help families that are already dealing with such difficult times.
Exactly. So we sit down with our counterparts, the CEO of the hospital or Roger Nielsen Children's Hospice or the Research Institute, and we just say, where can we help the most? What are the biggest, most urgent needs? Could be equipment, could be the programs that are in place for kids, could programs in place for families. So research, all of that is supported by the telethon and other fundraising events that we do.
And you know, obviously the telethon is taking place on Saturday, just days away at this point. But even if you can't partake on Saturday, you can still help and donate. How can folks do that even as of right now?
So we have a lead up to the telethon, cheotelethon.com. Some amazing stories of kids and the support that they've received. Very inspiring for people to see and watch. And so you can donate online. Or, of course, you can call in or donate online during the actual broadcast next Saturday.
It's so amazing. And we're going to be doing stories each and every day as we lead up to the telethon on Saturday. And I can't wait to see you today. It's going to be such a powerful, full day in our community. Steve, thanks for joining us this morning and good luck this week.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Melissa, over to you.
Well, coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, we introduce you to this year's CHEO champion and tell you how the funds raised, and the telethon will support kids just like Caden, and he is standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Here's a live look for our Centennial Glass Sky Cam as well this morning. Nice clear skies to start off your day. Lots of sunshine with a high of 22 this afternoon.
Welcome back. Happy Monday, everybody. Here's some of the top stories that we're following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Police are searching for suspects after a young man and teenage girl were stabbed during an altercation at Mooney's Bay on Saturday. Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilievre is calling for an emergency debate on the economy, and an experimental drug brings new hope for advanced cancer patients. Continuing on as we move forward. Melissa, what do the next days look like for us on the weather front?
Sunshine and hot. A high of 22 into your afternoon, so we will be nice and warm later on today. Lots of sunshine this morning, a few clouds rolling through later on today, and we could even see some thunderstorms late this afternoon into your evening hours. Tonight, temps falling to 10 degrees. On your roads this morning, we do have volume that it is building this morning, and just keep in mind that we could see lots of traffic around Greenbank as we are dealing with ongoing construction in both directions. Currently, right now, we have slowdowns as well eastbound of the 417 at Moody and through Maitland. It's also congested at Greenbank because of the Queensway because of that construction, and the westbound 174 we're also seeing build up between 10th Line and Montreal Road this hour.
Thanks, Melissa. Well, at just 8 years old, Cain Dussault was diagnosed with a germ cell brain tumor. Emergency surgery was performed, and a week after Cain's surgery, a cancer diagnosis was given and stunned the family and the team at CHEO. They went to work. Cain joins us this morning, our CHEO champion. Good morning to you, my friend.
Good morning to you as well.
First, I got to talk about this swag that you got here. Tell me about this jacket, because this is top elite level.
So during my trip to Florida, which was recent, where that's as a champion role, we go over to Florida for a week and we get to do a whole bunch of fun events. There was me and like 30 other champions there, and each champion got their own coat with their name on it and their own little stuff, and I love this coat. It's absolutely amazing.
I mean, you know that it fits you really well, too.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
looking good, Cain.
Oh, thank you.
People that may not be familiar with your journey, what initially brought you to CHEO?
Well, like, if we're gonna go back a while here, so good, I'd say 5 years ago here, but I was a kid who had never experienced a headache in a day of his life, and one day I started having like eerie headaches, vomiting, throwing up. Like it was incredible. So Mom had brought me to CHEO for the first time, and they had said that it was a migraine. So Mom brought me back, and things just kept getting worse and worse. So then Mom brought me back again, and then boom, we had found out, and then I was immediately rushed into surgery like a week later, given some time, then port, and then everything had started.
On those moments, too, what was it like with the support from CHEO to help you and your family through that time? Because I imagine it would have just been so overwhelming for your whole family.
Well, the support that CHEO gave was absolutely amazing. They're the reason I'm still standing and talking to you here today.
And are there certain members of the CHEO Foundation you still think about right now? Some people that helped you along that journey that you can always remember? Tell me about some of those people that you met along the way.
Well, there's like 1,000,001 people, but the one person who did a whole bunch of dancing, see, dancing is how I got through all of this. Her name is Angelique. She had done all the dancing with me, which made me have that hope to keep on going, and she did a lot of the needles that I had to get like every week and now and then, and she did a lot of the things there, and I am so thankful for her.
So there's such a good team there, aren't they?
Oh yeah, amazing.
They're so great. What has the champion experience been like for you so far up to this point ahead of the CHEO Telethon?
Amazing. Like years back, I would never think that this would be where I am nowadays. Like it's incredible, the stuff that's already happened as the champion, and I'm so thankful to be the champion for the year of 2026.
You're such an amazing ambassador. Your energy, the way that you're able to tell your story, because I know, Kate, it can't be easy for you for what you and your family have been through. For those at home looking to get a little bit more of a picture, we have the CHEO Telethon coming up on Saturday. What do you want everyone to know about CHEO and what they're all about?
CHEO is one of the best children's hospitals, in my opinion, from all the support they give to the families and the children themselves. It's incredible, because when we went into CHEO, we went into another family. That is how good they are and how good they were to us. It was incredible. Like, my journey, it was incredibly hard, but with CHEO by my side, they make everything feel easier and just a lot, I'm using my made-up word here, funner. So it's incredible.
Not made up anymore. We're putting that in there. Funner can be used today, Kaden. There's so many other families and young that are going through similar situations, and you've been such a superhero continuing on moving forward. What would your message be to those families that are really struggling right now?
Know that this fight, it is a lot on the children, but you will get through this. You will get through this. You're strong. Know that you have all the hope. Know that you can do this. Never give up, and keep fighting.
Caden, you are an inspiration to so many people, not just here in Ottawa, across the country and around the world. It is amazing that you are the CHEO champion continuing forward. Telethon is going to be on Saturday. Thank you for spending some time with us this morning. I know you're really busy over the last little while, so appreciate you coming in. And again, that jacket, top tier, my friend.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Melissa, over to you.
Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, June is ALS Awareness Month in Canada, so we introduce you to someone who is passionate about the cause after losing his sister to the debilitating illness, and we'll tell you how you can help. He's joining us next, and he's standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Here's a live look at our Skycam on George Street this morning, getting to see some sunshine to start off your day. More of it on the way into the afternoon with a high of 22.
The Ottawa Professional Firefighters Association and its members have been steadfast supporters of CHEO for over 3 decades. In addition to their financial generosity, you're going to find these heroes volunteering at community events and spreading holiday cheer to children, youth, and families. They are proud to support the CHEO Telethon this year. As a matching donor, we have to welcome you, Scott. You do so much, the Ottawa Fire, in the community. Why is it so important for you to be a part of CHEO Telethon and being a matching donor?
CHEO is such an important institution. It's been around for 50 years, making a difference in the lives of our children and youth. The youth are the foundation of our city, of our future. Yeah. So we want to make sure that we're always there supporting them, and we want to be involved with CHEO for the next 50 years and beyond.
Ottawa Professional Firefighters, we thank you. Scott, thank you so much for your donation.
Our pleasure.
This miracle match is sponsored by the Ottawa Professional Firefighters Association.
Okay, it is our miracle match time. Ashley from Pure Country 94, thank you so much for coming on here.
My pleasure. I wouldn't miss this. This is important stuff we're doing here.
And we also have to thank the Ottawa Professional Firefighters Association because this miracle match right now, got to start the clock. This is when the dollar just stretches.
Yes, it really stretches. Those donations are so important because they're going to go further when we double those donations.
Okay, Ashley, got a little calculator for you over there.
Okay.
So you can do a little math for us.
Thank God it's written out for me, or otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do it. Okay, that means if you're donating $10, it will be a $20 donation. And yes, 25 equals 50, and 50 equals 100, and 100 equals 200. Every dollar is going to go further when these donations are being doubled in this way for such an incredible cause, as we know, CHEO and the amazing work that they do.
You know what, Ashley? Over 600 patients, over 600,000 patients visit the hospital every year. It's a teaching hospital. They do such important research.
I know the research. When a place can give you a feeling, it's special. And not many places are able to do that. But we know in this community that CHEO gives us that feeling. How lucky are we to have such an incredible place that helps so many families in our community.
Yeah, families that need acute care, pediatric care. Over 75,000 visits to the ER. So you think about the impact that CHEO has on this community. It's incredible.
So many families have great stories about CHEO and the amazing work that they do. And we've got to keep that going. We've got to show our support. And today is the day to do it.
Yes, our miracle match is happening right now. We got a message from Naomi.
There's just 30 seconds in this miracle match. Call now.
Call now. Come on, do it now. Do it now. Oh, so many kids in our community that will need CHEO when they need it most, and to be able to have it so close to home, like you said, and for families to have relief knowing CHEO is here is so important.
Very, very important. And we know that times can be tough for folks here, but I want you to open up your heart, open up your wallets, because the dollar goes so much further in this miracle match.
When does that ever happen? Never. It never happens.
Yeah.
But it does right now.
It does right now. And you know what's happening this weekend? Well, on June 6th, you have to join us at 4 p.m. for the CHEO Telethon.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh,
I love it. Keep on going.
Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. I'm Will Aiello.
I mean, perfect to sing on a day like today. I'm Melissa Lamb. The sun is shining. It's going to be warm. A beautiful day ahead.
I feel like the last few days, albeit it has been extremely windy, just the sun shining, temperatures north of 20 degrees. It feels like we've turned the corner. We are now officially into June, and it feels so nice.
And by the end of the week, it'll be like temperatures in those high 20s, which I love. I love when it gets a little hotter, a little warmer, a little sunnier. That's my kind of vibe.
I'm with you on that front. And don't worry, that's the only singing I'll do for the rest of the show, okay?
No, please sing more. I love it.
On air.
Okay.
Off air, you know that
Love it.
It's all commercial breaks. All right, details on the forecast coming up. We're going to start with our news headlines on your Monday morning. Police are now searching for suspects after a young man and teenage girl were both stabbed during an altercation at Mooney's Bay.
We were just here enjoying the park at a basketball game, and there was a lot of commotion, lots of ruckus going on, and we just seen lots of running. So we were on our way to a basketball game when it all happened.
It looked very crazy. Like, it did not look like a fun time. There were a couple of kids over here with coverings on their face. It looked a little bit up to rowdiness.
Police say that they responded to the Mooney's Bay area Saturday evening for an altercation involving a large group of young people. Ottawa paramedics say that both victims were taken to hospital, the 16-year-old girl in stable condition with minor lacerations, and an 18-year-old man in critical condition. Police say video footage shows that the incident was likely targeted. No arrests have been made yet. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is calling for an emergency debate on affordability challenges Canadians are facing. This as the country's economy enters a technical recession.
This is people's lives. Behind these statistics are empty stomachs, empty fridges, and empty bank accounts.
A Friday report from Stats Canada shows the country's economy contracted slightly for a second straight quarter, meeting the technical definition of a recession. But some economists say that the declines are marginal and do not indicate a widespread downturn. In a statement to CTV News, the finance minister's office called Poilievre's statement political theater, chalking up the downturn to external factors like the trade war with the United States.
In developing news, Ottawa police have reported a missing 38-year-old man has been found dead. Police say Robson Florentino was last seen entering the Ottawa River around 5:30 Saturday afternoon from the Gatineau side across from Andrew Hayden Park, and there were concerns about his well-being. He was found dead by police late Sunday. Provincial police say a 24-year-old man from Brampton is dead after his canoe capsized on the Upper Rideau Lake near Westport, about 50 kilometers south of Smiths Falls. Police say they were called to the scene Sunday afternoon, adding the man was not wearing a life jacket. He was taken to hospital where then he was pronounced dead. Anyone with information on the incident is asked to contact the OPP.
Firefighters battled flames that ripped through a house that started late Sunday morning in the city's south end.
Oh my God.
Emergency crews were called to the home on Rideau Valley Drive north of Cars around 11:40 a.m. to find thick black smoke and flames coming from the top floor as well as the roof. It took fire crews nearly 2 hours to get the fire under control. There are no hydrants in that area, so water had to be shuttled in. An excavator was also brought in later in the afternoon to bring down the structure. No injuries were reported. This is the second home impacted by fire in that area in less than a week.
France has requested an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council today in the wake of Israel's ongoing incursion in Lebanon. Israel's attacks in southern Lebanon are being met with condemnation from Lebanon's prime minister, who has accused Israel of pursuing a scorched earth policy, a collective punishment. France's foreign minister also commenting, saying nothing could justify the continuation of Israel's military operations and occupation of Lebanese territory.
With the Kuzma review deadline now just a month away, Canada's former ambassador to the U.S. says she doesn't think that the trade deal will be scrapped.
I hope I'm not wrong. You can never say anything for certain in this particular context, but my money's on that agreement staying, maybe being modified, but staying in place.
Kirsten Hillman also served as Canada's lead negotiator in trade talks with the U.S. She told CTV's Question Period the July 1st deadline is not a make or break date, and U.S. officials have made it clear they want it they want to change certain parts of the deal. Hillman adds Canada may learn more details about what changes the U.S. wants over the next month. The deadline to renew or review CUSMA is on July 1st. Canada, U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc will head to Washington for talks this week.
A family in Sudbury had this gigantic backyard visitor.
Oh, man, just training for the spring and summer months, eh? So clearly, a moose got loose itself into their yard and was struggling to get out. The moose's misfortune was fortunate, though, for the person shooting the video who got this amazing look at it.
Don't worry, the moose eventually figured out how to jump the fence. My goodness. Just jump the fence, no big deal.
Think about that vertical leap that the moose has to. I mean, look at the legs. Like the legs are 3/4 of the way up the fence. But it was clearly looking for the easy out first.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, maybe I could find my way out. I don't remember which way I came in, but if not, I'm just going to jump it.
But not
jump the fence.
Yeah, just got to hop over this bad boy. But like that video, so clear. Imagine you were just hanging out in your backyard with the kiddos and then just boom, massive moose comes in the back.
So my parents had some in their backyard a few weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yes. And we live not very far, but there's like basically a little forest separating our like the suburbs and the country.
Okay.
So they had it come in their backyard, but they called us to say, if you're coming to our house, just be careful. We saw some moose in the backyard. So if you're driving up the road, just beware. You could see some moose, so don't go too fast.
Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah.
And I was in Sudbury for years, and you know, the moose and the bears was a little bit more likely in that area.
Okay.
But can
More
happen
of a
here
thing.
too. Yeah, it was definitely more of a thing. Man, I miss Sudbury, but I do love it here. Let's take a look at what we got in the forecast over the next little while because, woo, man, it has been windy over the last few days, but that beautiful sunshine has been going strong. Some small bits of precipitation in and out through your weekend. Maybe seeing some thunderstorms late this afternoon, and then temperatures really start to warm up. Currently, most areas into the double-digit window. Ottawa at 11, as well as Montreal and Kingston. Rockville just under it at 9, as well as Pembroke. Currently, right now, seeing mostly sunshine in the forecast. We'll see a few more clouds enter through this afternoon with a chance for some precipitation. If we do see any rainfall, it is going to be very small when you take a look at the volume of rain that we could see. The chance for some showers continues overnight. More sunshine expected through our Tuesday, through our Wednesday, and then they're cranking the heat up on those daytime high values. Temperatures getting closer and closer to 30 degrees before we add the humidex in there. So this week, our first week of June, looking oh so nice. For the kiddos at recess this afternoon, think about hovering around 18 to 21 degrees. The sun will continue to shine. That chance for precipitation enters a little bit later on, so no need to worry about that, as well as the risk of thunderstorms. So nice and comfortable into the afternoon window. Taking a look at your daytime high values, nice. Most areas hovering around the 20-degree mark. 21 in Bancroft and Kentville. Ottawa taking 1 degree warmer at 22. Cornwall sitting strong at 20. Tremblant a little cooler this afternoon with a chance for some showers, maybe some thunderstorms later today. At 18, Montreal, 21 degrees. Over the next few days, I mean, come on, doesn't get much better than this. Still has the chance for a little bit of rainfall today. We're staying strong at 22. From there, all the way up to 25, close to 30 on Thursday, with multiple days just seeing nothing but sunshine in the forecast. Can you feel it? Summer right around the corner. And as we take a look at the roads at this hour, continuing to see the backups, especially on the 417 at Pinecrest and Greenbank. No collisions to pass along, but a little bit slow in your Monday morning commute, so continue to take your time.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
June is ALS Awareness Month in Canada. ALS, sometimes called Lou Gehrig's disease, impacts thousands of Canadians. According to the ALS Canada, there are currently close to 4,000 people in our country living with the illness. David Collins knows how devastating an ALS diagnosis can be all too well. He recently lost his sister to the illness and is now organizing a barbecue to raise funds for the awareness and the cause. And he joins us in studio this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you too.
So first of all, let's just talk a little bit about what ALS is, because a lot of people can be confused with what exactly it is.
Right. So ALS, it's a neural disease. It's just from even seeing it firsthand with my sister, it kind of, you can fully understand it when they explain that your brain could be fully intact, but you're slowly losing your motor skills. And you see it every day when I would be visiting my sister, where, you know, she'd be slowly having problems walking, and then into a wheelchair, and even to the extent that that none of us would realize it, that drinking just plain old water will throw off the body, that it'll treat it like oxygen, and they'll choke on it.
Wow.
So they have to put a thickener in water just so the body can differentiate between food and water. And then from there, because their motor skills are reducing, as I had noticed with my sister, is the last 6 months, the muscles in the vocal cords are not strong enough anymore, and she's unable to talk.
Wow.
Now, AI and the apps on the phones are just amazing, and she had one that was a text-to-voice, which was great because she was able to communicate that way, but it's a devastating disease. And I have so many friends that I've met over the time that have shown exactly the same as what I've gone through. Like, they'll ask you what the stage is. And they're going, we've seen that, you know, we fully understand what's going on. So I had created events. I created events as soon as she had been diagnosed.
And tell us about getting diagnosed as well, because it does sometimes take some time to be able to get a full diagnosis.
Because ALS, as with many neural diseases, it's from what my sister had explained, they have to rule out everything else, right down to even they'll rule out Lyme disease.
Wow.
They'll Alzheimer's, Parkinson's is similarities and stuff, and they have to rule out so many. And with my sister, as many people, is hers started in her ankle.
Okay.
So they would treat it as well, same as us, as if you rolled your foot, and they're treated as, you know, it'll get better. Okay, let's start physio, we'll do this and this. And after a while, then they'll start doing muscle mass measuring, and they'll slowly see that no matter what exercise she does, her muscles are decreasing.
Okay.
So this is, so for her, it took a little over a year to get diagnosed.
Wow. And the hard part about ALS is your mind still stays there, even though you're losing your ability to function on day to day.
Yeah, and this is it. And it was an unfortunate thing. Like, no matter who went over and visited, you know, when you talked to her on the phone when you were able to, or you'd go for a visit, or you'd see him at an event, she was always smiling.
Yeah.
Right? And it was interesting, my brother-in-law had mentioned a little while ago, they treated that every morning when she would wake up, it was a gift for them that they got another day.
Oh, that's
it was
incredible.
It was incredible in that sense,
So tell us what you're doing now to raise awareness and, of course, raise funds.
So what I do is I run 2 events a year. I run the barbecue is pretty much the bigger one. So last 3 I had was at the parking lot at Stray Dogs. We lucked out last year, had over 200 people that showed up, which we decided we'd move it. I had met the owner of the Richmond Estate Winery a couple of years ago, and he had a connection that a friend's wife had died from ALS. And it was just a fluke that his friend had the death for their side was 2 weeks before I had met him.
Wow.
We've been friends ever since. I was there yesterday looking over the layout and everything, and he was just saying, well, I want you to put the event here. I want to have it at the winery, which works out well because it's huge, right?
It's a beautiful spot as well, right? Give us the details on when it's happening and how people can participate.
So what we have is, it is set up, we call it a barbecue. I find it kind of amusing because I have 2 food trucks, and one of them is Angry Dragon's Chinese food, which is nothing like barbecue, but their food is incredible. We have Biagio's wood oven pizzas. Mike Zito is bringing that truck in for as well, or the trailer. I have I have live music. So I have Dan Charette, who's a friend of my sister and her husband, and myself now. Fast Lane, I've met them, and they're great too, so they'll be playing. But then on top, the difference with the barbecue, even though there's live music and everything, is the barbecue's free to go to. You just have to pay for your food.
Yeah.
We supply the band.
Yeah.
But we also we'll have auction items. It's an online auction that we do as well. So that's where the bulk of the money that we do for that event takes place, and donations. Like, donations is key, and I like saying it to everybody. We say it on our posts. If you're able to make a donation, there's a donate button on the ALS Awareness website. as well as we'll have QR codes at the event if people would like to make a donation there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your story and, of course, doing so much good for our community. We truly appreciate
Great.
it.
Well, thank you very much.
And you can head to the website online for more information and for all those details for the event, or, of course, if you would like to make a donation. And as you sit and plan your summer activities, we are going to share some ways to help you avoid overspending. Mark Rouleau from Doyle Saluski is standing by in the Your Boarding Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Here's a live look at our Centennial Glad Sky Cam this morning, bright and sunny with a high of 22. Well, with summer planning in full gear, we want to remind you to hit the brakes on overspending. And joining us today is Mark Rouleau from Doyle Saluski. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, a great reminder to have this conversation, especially the summer months. It's sometimes easier to just go cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Exactly.
That can cause problems.
Exactly.
So the first thing you say is to confront your debt.
This is the part about the financial selfie, right, which I love, the decision making. So the reason we go back to this so often is because it's a foundational thing. You make good decisions when you have good information, right?
Right.
And the part about financial selfie, the debt part, often gets forgotten because it's the back burner. It's there, but you don't really know how to manage it. So this is a great time to take the bull by the horns.
Yeah.
And say, okay, get those credit card bills out. Get the, you know,
Okay.
you're typically paying your mortgage on time,
Right.
your car payments on time because they're fixed, right? But the credit card payments, you can pay more or less. The minimum payment's the minimum you should do, right? But if you don't pay the full balance off, it's that interest component, right? And people really don't know how much they pay in debt interest.
Right.
So if you do this piece, it'll feed into everything else we're going to talk about today. Because if you have this piece, then you'll know how much do I have to spend?
Right.
What can I do and where can I spend it? So this is a really good part. If you don't do this, it's going to be difficult making good decisions, but it's worth the effort.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
Our next topic, we say limit dining out.
You know, the biggest chunk of being, you know, the summer, the sun's shining,
season.
patio season, it's so hard to say no, right? But if you
Yes.
have that first piece done and say, okay, we've got a budget, we know how much we can do. So eating out or going to events, there's such a great, you know,
Right.
festivals and concerts in Ottawa. We know that. We were just talking about how much we love to spend time in Ottawa. But the
amazing.
dining out is the biggest chunk. So in the summertime, like I said, if you've got a number, if you can stick to it, the discipline part of this is so important, right? But again, it's knowing what you know. It's going out with a plan and saying, okay, we can budget this stuff. We can say no sometimes. That's
Right.
okay too. But at least when you come back in September and say, okay, we had a really good summer. How did it work out? You don't have a lot of bills that you can't afford.
I love
so
that.
putting a cap on stuff is helpful for sure.
So smart.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let's talk about choosing affordable hobbies.
Well, the bike days just started in Ottawa, right? So that's nice free activity. The beaches are free activities. We got
great.
trails everywhere in the city. So there's no excuse for finding stuff that's really simple and cheap and
Right.
sometimes free to do. Museums, it's a rainy day.
Yeah.
We got great museums we can
Canada
see in this
Strong
town.
Pass is back. We're making museums free for kids.
Exactly. So it's the hobbies that you can afford. Again, back into all this is the money. You want to do things with your family that you can afford and you're happy doing, and you don't want to regret when you get down the road.
Right.
And stuff like this too, you can say, okay, what next summer? I'd like to do something a little bit more. Maybe you want to buy an RV or do something bigger, but you can now start putting money away for those bigger hobbies, the bigger stuff.
To make those bigger plans.
Exactly, which
I
leads
love
us
it.
into this one, right?
Budget for major expenses.
Yeah, so the fun part about summer is fun, but you do have the regular stuff that comes up. You know, you have car maintenance to do or home maintenance to do, all the things that make your life. As far as budgeting big expenses, we're talking about summer stuff here. So again, you know, if you want to do events,
Right.
some of it might be out of town, you want to have hotels, things like that. So again, it's knowing the numbers. It's going back to
Right.
the selfie, asking questions if you need help with stuff, because if you get overwhelmed with these things, and they're numbers, right? And I'm fortunate to have a career as an accountant.
Yes.
Numbers are my thing. I
Yeah.
can talk about this stuff all day, as you know. But the things that overwhelm people is because they don't know exactly where they're going. So the
Yeah.
roadmap is important. Big expenses you need to budget for, maybe over a longer period of time. By the time next summer comes around, maybe you can get that RV or go on that bigger trip.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I love
you
it.
feel good about it.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and helping us not overspend throughout the summer months.
You got it.
And coming up on Your Morning Ottawa with the FIFA World Cup right around the corner, we stop by Normal to do a little jersey shopping.
Welcome back, everybody. It is milestone celebration time for this June 1st. Hard to believe we're already there. We're kicking it off with the happiest 4th birthday to Maverick. Lots of love from Mommy, Daddy, and Oakley. We got a happy 7th birthday to Jack McNulty. Lots of love from Dad, Mom, Mason, Henry, Bumpa, Grandma, Nana, and Papa. If you got a milestone, we want you to celebrate it with us and all of our viewers. Send us those birthday announcements for kids turning 13 or under, or 100 years or more, or wedding anniversaries for those celebrating 50 years or more. Just email us ottawa.milestones@ctv.ca, and we will share that with all of our viewers. Stay with us, friends. A few minutes to 8 o'clock. Melissa and I will be right back with the news headlines. It's Monday, June 1st.
You know, there was a lot of commotion, lots of ruckus going on, and we just seen lots of running.
Police are searching for suspects after a young man and teenage girl were stabbed during an altercation at Mooney's Bay.
This is people's lives. Behind these statistics are empty stomachs, empty fridges, and empty bank accounts.
Calls for an emergency debate as economists say Canada has entered a technical recession.
And it is Summer Fashion Week on Your Morning Ottawa. We pay a visit to Normal to shop for some of the World Cup gear. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now. Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. I'm Will Aiello.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and Rosie is away for today.
She is. If you're following the game or you're not following the WIHF gold medal game right now, still 0-0.
Okay.
About 7 minutes left in the third period, so one of those teams looking to get that first goal that could be the game winner.
And it's the Finns versus the Swiss team.
Yeah, Canada unfortunately losing in the bronze medal game as well, which you will hear about shortly.
Yes.
But still, hockey on right bright early in the morning.
Absolutely.
You gotta love that.
I love it because we're up.
But, yeah.
I'd rather be early in the morning than when those games are like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, and I'm like, that's past my bedtime.
I will say that's what we loved about the Winter Olympics too, because a lot of it was midday.
Absolutely.
Now we gotta wait a couple more years before the summer ones. All right, details on the forecast, which is looking really good coming up. With our news headlines, police are now searching for suspects after 2 teenagers were stabbed in Mooney's Bay.
We were just here enjoying the park at a basketball game, and there was a lot of commotion, lots of ruckus going on, and we just seen lots of running. So we were on our way to a basketball game when it all happened.
It looked very crazy. Like, it did not look like a fun time. There were a couple of kids over here with coverings on their face. It looked a little bit up to rowdiness.
Police say that they were called to an altercation involving a large group of young people Saturday evening. An 18-year-old man was taken to hospital with life-threatening injuries, and a 16-year-old girl suffered minor injuries. Investigators closed an area of the park searching for evidence. No arrests have been made. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is calling for an emergency debate on affordability challenges Canadians are facing. This as the country's economy enters a technical recession.
This is people's lives. Behind these statistics are empty stomachs, empty fridges, and empty bank accounts.
A Friday report from Statistics Canada shows the country's economy contracted slightly for a second straight quarter, meeting the technical definition of a recession. But some economists say the declines are marginal and do not indicate a widespread downturn. In a statement to CTV News, the finance minister's office called Poilievre's statement political theater, chalking up the downturn to external factors like the trade war with the U.S.
In developing news, Ottawa police have reported the missing 38-year-old man has been found dead. Police say Robson Florentino was last seen entering the Ottawa River at around 5:30 Saturday afternoon from the Gatineau side across from Andrew Hayden Park. And there were concerns about his well-being. He was reported dead by police late last night. Provincial police say a 24-year-old man from Brampton is dead after his canoe capsized on the Upper Rideau Lake near Westport, about 50 kilometers south of Smiths Falls. Police say they were called to the scene Sunday afternoon, adding the man was not wearing a life jacket. He was taken to hospital where he was then pronounced dead. Anyone with information on the incident is asked to contact OPP.
Firefighters battled flames that ripped through a house that started late Sunday morning in the city's south end. Emergency crews were called to the home on Rideau Valley Drive north of cars around 11:40 in the morning to find thick black smoke and flames coming from the top floor and the roof. It took fire crews nearly 2 hours to get the fire under control. There aren't any hydrants in the area, so water had to be shuttled in. An excavator was also brought in late in the afternoon to bring down the structure. No injuries were reported, and this is the second home impacted by fire in the area in less than a week.
France has requested an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council today in the wake of Israel's ongoing incursion in Lebanon. Israel's attacks in southern Lebanon are being met with condemnation from Lebanon's prime minister, who has accused Israel of pursuing a scorched earth policy and collective punishment. France's foreign minister also commenting, saying nothing could justify the continuation of Israel's military operations and occupation of Lebanese territory.
At the men's IIHF World Hockey Championship, the Canadians were upset Sunday morning in the bronze medal match.
Norway, Steen along with Hurrah. Steen works in, shoots, goal! Noah Steen, overtime winner, and Norway has won a medal.
The Norwegians with a stunning performance taking down the powerhouse Canadians in OT. Norway had the 2-0 lead late in the third. Canada climbed back to force it into OT. Noah Steen, the hero for Norway in the extra frame to clinch the nation's first ever medal at the tournament.
And we have an update from the other gold medal game as well. It's not live.
That was yesterday. And it's so funny because our director was telling us about the game. And then as soon as he said, he said, oh, wait, that game was yesterday. I then remembered seeing the overtime winner yesterday, and it all came back to me. But, you know, on Monday mornings, that's just how we roll.
It's a case of the Mondays. It happens to the best of us, and we love to relay information sometimes. So, you know, sometimes we make little mistakes, but that's okay. It's an okay one to make.
Or, you know, you can follow us, you know, just go back in time and watch it live from 6 minutes into the third period, and then you're just watching it as we say it.
I mean, we're not really watching the gold medal game. We wanted to watch that bronze medal game because it was, you know, Canada in there. So that's what really we were watching closely. So all good.
It was all eyes on Canada.
Absolutely. Well, Manitoba isn't hosting any FIFA World Cup matches, but the biggest stars in the world will be running on their grass.
When we're watching this tournament at home, we can sit there and go, hey, that's a piece of something local, I guess. So yeah, it's a neat feeling.
Certainly would be. Manitoba farmers have produced 2 types of rye grass seed that are being used to overseed and fill in the turf used in some World Cup stadiums, specifically in Vancouver and Mexico City.
The company selling it is DLF and are well experienced. They've sent seed out for previous World Cups, and they've also sold to the PGA Tour. Very cool.
And I find it fascinating when you see those stories like that come out, especially, you know, when you look at Artemis 2 and you see all these different companies and Canadian companies that are behind the scenes a big part of what goes on. It's fascinating.
Banding together for one thing, one product at the end of the day, which is really cool.
Yeah. And the FIFA World Cup around the corner as well. We'll be highlighting coming up on the show a local area right here in the Byward Market. If you want FIFA fever, this is the place to be. So that's coming up later, too.
I can't wait. Well, our forecast for today, it's going to be sunny and a beautiful day ahead. You can see average temps into your afternoon. The sun setting tonight at 8:43 p.m. Temps right now, we're continuing to climb. We're sitting at 13 now. We were sitting at 7 very early this morning. So you could see in the double digits across the region, 12 degrees in the valley, 10 in Brockville, 13 in Trenton. Nice and clear out there this morning. Lots of sunshine to be enjoyed throughout the day ahead. A few clouds late this afternoon. Now, there is a risk we could see some spotty showers later on today or risk of a thunderstorm. That's from 3 p.m. onward and through your overnight. However, just a slim chance. Some areas will stay completely dry. Into our day tomorrow, more sunshine on the way and just a beautiful week to be enjoyed. 22 is your high into your afternoon, so very seasonal-like conditions through the day ahead. Warmest in Ottawa today, you can see 20 for Trenton, Kingston area, 21 out in the valley. Same with in Brockville, Cornwall, 22 as well in Kitigan, Zeeby, and in Gatineau. So here's a look at that 7-day forecast, and it will get hotter and hotter and hotter as the week progresses. 10 is the overnight low for tonight. 22 for tomorrow. More sunshine on the way for Tuesday. The sun sticking around Wednesday, Thursday. Gorgeous day ahead. 29 is the high. We could see spotty showers Friday in through Saturday. On your drive-in right now, just a reminder, traffic around Greenbank due to construction, so it is quite slow this hour on your drive-in. We don't have any collisions, which is great news. We're also dealing with heavier volume eastbound 417 Moody and through Maitland. We're also seeing that congestion at Greenbank and between Saint Laurent and Nicholas if you're heading westbound on the Queensway. Also westbound on the 174 volume between 10th line and Montreal Road. Champlain Bridge is moving slowly. All of your bridges are moving well.
And coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, this is what we've been talking about when it comes to tipping for our questions. A visit to a frozen yogurt shop has sparked a debate about tipping online. Ashley and Gord are having all this discussion coming up, so we'll find those details about what started our conversation today on the show. Outside, through our Centennial Glass Skycam, oh so nice. Thank you, Melissa. It is 8:10 now, 8:11 on your Monday. We'll be right back.
TikTok video about a frozen yogurt run is going viral and has sparked the latest debate about tipping. Here's Ashley and Gord from the morning pickup on Pure Country 94.
Do you know what feels very apocalyptic to me, Gord?
What's that?
Completely self-serve stores with no employees. You walk in, you take something, no one's helping you. You go to the cashier. There's no cashier there. You pay, you leave. You feel like you've taken something.
Thankfully, I haven't been in one of these places yet, but it seems like they are popping up everywhere, right?
Everywhere. Yeah. But there is a woman who is going viral because she walked into like a frozen yogurt self-serve store.
Okay. She wants some froyo.
And listen to what happened to her.
I go into the froyo shop. You grab your own cup. You fill your own froyo. I used Apple Pay, so nobody even had to grab my card. Then the screen goes, how much would you like to tip? Who would I tip? If anything, the option needs to be, how much would you like to be tipped?
How much would you like to tip? What am I?
Who is here?
The person. You know what? Okay, yeah, I would. 25% going to myself.
Oh, you're doing a 25% tip. You're generous today.
25% discount off my froyo. This needs to end. We cannot have tipping in self-serve kiosks or stores. It's just we've gone too far.
And 1% for every single topping that you put on because you're even doing more work. So
And
Oreos, 1%.
Basically, your frozen yogurt. It's free.
That's it.
And I mean, we've been talking about this throughout the morning, just generically about tipping in certain areas that you should tip or not tip. And where does the money go? Because we found out last week and this morning from some of our viewers that the tipping is actually going to the owners, not to the servers. But in this case, there's nobody there.
Right? So who does it go to then? It's so wild.
It is wild. Like, can you imagine going up to a yogurt place that you do all the work, and then how much would you like to tip today? It's
like,
getting a little out of control.
Myself? Like, what's happening here?
Yeah, I know. So it's just an extension of tipping culture and what is, I agree, out of control.
I really hate when it just adds it to the total and then you look and you're like, well, wait a minute, I thought my bill was this much. And then when you look at it and you go back, you're like, oh, they added the tip in and then I added the tip on top of it too, because of not knowing that it was already added. That's also got me before as well.
Yeah, I know, it's wild. And you think about areas like that, and Ashley and Gord were talking about how right now you see those self-serve stores that are happening even at the CTC, you know, the self-serve checkout, like at the market that they have there, and different stores where there's not even anyone behind the counter and you do everything yourself. All of that has completely changed the tipping. So the fact that that's even an option, movie theaters as well, maybe we might start to see, you know what though, you would feel a lot better not tipping at a place like that. At least the thought of, you know, like, I shouldn't be tipping here, but they're standing right in front of me. I'm going to do it.
That's where it gets awkward, right? Because fast food, tipping wasn't even an option back in the day.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's been implemented to make an option. If they're standing right there, you feel awkward, like, oh, I guess I better leave a tip.
Yeah.
Anyways.
The $1.50 is worth not having the awkward encounter, the $2 or whatever it might be.
And don't forget, you can listen to Ashley and Gord on the morning pickup weekdays from 6 until 10 a.m. only on Ottawa's Pure Country 94.
All right, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is calling for an emergency debate after a report released on Friday indicated that Canada has entered a technical recession after 2 straight quarters of declines. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA to get his thoughts on this. Good morning to you, Bill.
Morning. Well, you used that term, technical recession. I started to use it on Friday as well. I guess the That's Canada people put this word into our vocabulary. I don't remember us talking about recessions in the past as technical recessions. It feels like somebody decided they would spin us with that word to kind of water it down and make it seem like it's not so bad. But a recession is always a technical thing, right? It's just the economy grows slightly or it shrinks a little. We don't notice that much difference in day to day. It's a technical term, but it also does have meaning and can have psychological impact as well. And so we're in a recession. Technical or not, it's a recession, and we're the only G7 country in one. And I'd like to know why. And I think the people of Canada would like to know why. And I'd like to know what the government plans to do about it. So I think this is probably a non-starter of an idea, but I understand why the leader of the opposition wants to try to push for one. He'll either get one, which he can hammer away at the government on, or he can at least come and do interviews and talk to media and say why he thinks the economy should be in better shape. Either way, he'll be on my show. I don't know if you're talking to him today or not, but we'll have him on live after the 7:30 news this morning, 7:35, 7:36. And we'll talk to him a little bit about that, including what does he think the government should be doing to get us out of this technical recession that we're in.
Yeah, I found that interesting too, right? Just having to make sure they put the technical recession, like it is a recession. You know, he can put technical before it or not. The finance minister saying this is, quote, political theater from the opposing side, but I'm sure, Bill, you're not surprised that they're going at it like that, back and forth.
No, but it's a little bit of political theater to throw in the word technical with recession, right? Because there's this statistical definition of what a recession is, and that's when we say it's a recession. We can name them later, you know, like we had the Great Recession, for example, or we could maybe say afterwards that it was a mild recession. But the fact is, the numbers show our economy is not growing, and we are in a recession. So why are we the only G7 nation struggling like this? And the answer is probably a lot to do with our lack of a trade agreement with the United States of America. So we did elect the guy who was supposed to fix that, and the economy is supposed to be his strength. So I'd like to see him do something technically about it.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, you know what, Bill? We'll be watching closely, too, and listening on your airwaves for that conversation. Enjoy your show, my friend.
All right, it's technically cold out there this morning, so dress for it.
Technically below seasonal currently at this time. Bill is right on that one. And if you want to listen to more of Bill Carroll, you can listen to him on The Morning Rush, News Talk 580 CFRA, weekdays from 6 till 10.
This year marks the 40th anniversary of Harmony House. With more details on how they are marking this milestone, we have Marilyn Matheson joining us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
First of all, just tell us a little bit about Harmony House.
Well, Harmony House is a second stage shelter. So people who are moved on from an emergency shelter, or you can refer yourself. We have 16 units, and they're fully contained units with a kitchen and bedrooms. Unfortunately, we only have 3 two-bedroom apartments, and we're seeing a lot of larger families of 5, 6, 7 kids, and fitting them in 2 bedrooms is difficult. We do have also 2 studio apartments. One of them is an accessible one, and there's a large call for the accessible unit as well.
And so 40 years, tell us how you are marking this milestone.
We're marking it with a grant from Trillium. We hired a consultant to do a facility study to see what we need. We're bursting at the seams. All these shelters in Ottawa are bursting at the seams. We have a waiting list of over 130 families. And so we're looking towards the future of what we can do best. How can we expand? What type of building, what type of programs we need.
And tell us more about the issue with domestic violence here in our city, because Ottawa Police received thousands of calls over the past year.
Yes, there was over 7,800 calls last year, and we know that 70% of people do not call in. They're afraid if there's no place for them to go to escape their abuser may take action against them if they do. So we need to make it easier for women to leave with their children, with their pets. That often holds women back if they fear for their pet's life. So we need to hear from survivors on what would have made it easier for them.
Okay.
And especially the children who may have grown up, who may have followed their mother through this and are now adults. What could we have done to make your life easier during that time?
So you're really looking for feedback from those who maybe have used Harmony House in the past?
Yes, not just Harmony House. Even if you couldn't escape, what is your story? What held you back? What services do we need to provide? What information do we need to get out there? We need to tell the powers that be, we need to tell the government what is needed, what type of programs. I mean, when children are involved and they may have followed their mother from the abuser's house to maybe a family house or couch surfing for a while and then an emergency shelter and then end up with us. How did that affect your life as a child? We have an after-school program with a homework component, but we see a lot of the children falling behind what they were when they were living in a stable home.
What are some challenges that these women may encounter when they are looking to flee these situations?
Some of the women don't know where to turn. They don't know who to call. There's a financial component in that you may have to quit your job and move out of the town. And so finding a new job, or maybe not, if you don't have a job and you're dependent on your abuser, you may need to stay, or falsely feeling it is the best for the children to stay, because it's not always the best for the children to stay. They are witnessing the trauma. They're experiencing the trauma as well.
And there is room for pets as well, because that can sometimes create issues as well.
Yes, and currently there's only one shelter in Ottawa that takes pets, and that is a big issue. There are places that we can board the pets, but for children, you know how important pets
You're
are.
attached to it's part of your family, absolutely.
And for children to get over the trauma they've experienced, to have their pet with them is a big thing. So we need to do better. We need to have shelters that allow pets, shelters with more bedrooms to accommodate larger families.
And how can people get a hold of you? What's the best way to reach out?
To send your stories, and they'll be kept confidential, anonymous, send them to info@harmonyhousews.com. WS being Women's Shelter.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And for more information, you can head online as well if you would like to reach out and share your story, or if you just want to learn more about Harmony House. We have lots more to come here on the show. Here's a live look at your forecast for today. A high of 22 this afternoon, beautiful and sunny in our Skycam this morning. Good morning and happy Monday, everyone. I am Melissa Lamb.
Yeah, I'm Willie Yellow. Rosie is off today, so we got you covered over the next half hour. And nothing but good news when it comes to sunshine and warmth, especially as we head up into our very important day, Chio Telethon on Saturday.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to see a beautiful week ahead in terms of our forecast. And I love it because you're also doing a little shopping coming up for some FIFA gear, which I love. FIFA Fever taking over.
Yeah, they have some wonderful jerseys, even from the teams that didn't make it, like my Italians, which we don't need to talk about right now. It's going to be in the segment, but a wonderful spot because the FIFA World Cup right around the corner.
Absolutely.
Details on that coming up. We'll start with our news headlines on your Monday morning. Police are now searching for suspects after two teenagers were stabbed in Mooney's Bay.
Excellent video footage that demonstrates the escalation that led up to the actual stabbing. Very clear video of the suspects.
Police say that they were called to an altercation involving a large group of young people Saturday night. An 18-year-old man was taken to hospital with life-threatening injuries, and a 16-year-old girl suffered minor injuries. Investigators closed an area of the park searching for evidence. No arrests have been made. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is calling for an emergency debate on affordability challenges that Canadians are facing. This as the country's economy enters a technical recession.
This is people's lives. Behind these statistics are empty stomachs, empty fridges, and empty bank accounts.
A Friday report from Stats Canada shows the country's economy contracted slightly for a second straight quarter, meeting the technical definition of a recession. But some economists say that declines are marginal and do not indicate a widespread downturn. In a statement to CTV News, the finance minister's office called Poilievre's statement political theater. chalking up the downturn to external factors like the trade war with the U.S.
In developing news, Ottawa police have reported the missing 38-year-old man has been found dead. Police say Robson Florentino was last seen entering the Ottawa River at around 5:30 Saturday afternoon from the Gatineau side across from Andrew Hayden Park, and there were concerns about his well-being. He was reported dead by police late last night. Provincial police say a 24-year-old man from Brampton is dead after his canoe capsized on Upper Rideau Lake near Westport, about 50 kilometers south of Smith Falls. Police say they were called to the scene Sunday afternoon, adding the man was not wearing a life jacket. He was taken to hospital where he was then pronounced dead. Anyone with information on the incident is asked to contact OPP.
Firefighters battled flames that ripped through a house that started late Sunday morning in the city's south end.
God.
Emergency crews were called to the home on Rideau Valley Drive north of Cars at around 11:40 a.m. to find thick black smoke and flames coming from the top floor as well as the roof. It took fire crews nearly 2 hours to get the fire under control. There are no hydrants in that area, so water had to be shuttled in. An excavator was brought in later in the afternoon to bring down the structure. No injuries were reported. This is the second home impacted by fire in that area in less than a week.
France has requested an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council today in the wake of Israel's ongoing incursion in Lebanon. Israel's attacks in southern Lebanon are being met with condemnation from Lebanon's prime minister, who has accused Israel of pursuing a scorched earth policy in collective punishment. France's foreign minister also commenting, saying nothing could justify the continuation of Israel's military operations and occupation of Lebanese territory.
With the CUSMA review deadline now just a month away, Canada's former ambassador to the U.S. says she doesn't think the trade deal will be scrapped.
I hope I'm not wrong. You can never say anything for certain in this particular context, but my money's on that agreement staying, maybe being modified, but staying in place.
Kirsten Hillman also served as Canada's lead negotiator in trade talks with the U.S. She told CTV's Question Period that July 1st deadline is not a make or break date, and U.S. officials have made it clear they want to change certain parts of the deal. Hillman adds Canada may learn more details about what changes the U.S. wants over the next month. The deadline to renew or review CUSMA is on July 1st. Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc will head to Washington for talks this week. At the men's WIHF World Hockey Championship, the Canadians upset Sunday morning in that bronze medal match.
Norway, Steen along with Huron. Steen works in, shoots, goal!
A tough loss. The Norwegians, though, with a stunning performance, taking down the powerhouse Canadians in OT. Norway had the 2-0 lead for most of the game. In the third, Canada climbs back to force overtime, but unfortunately did not get the win. Noah Steen, the hero for Norway in extra time to clinch the nation's first ever medal at that tournament.
A Canadian man is a world record-holding tree planter.
My goal is to help raise funds to plant around 25 million in the next few years, but not plant them on my own. So I have a team and I work with organization now to plant those trees.
Antoine Moses has planted about 2 million trees in his career, mostly of them being in North America. Last month, he went to Kenya to plant mangroves, and with the support of locals, he planted an incredible 47,460 trees in just 24 hours.
That's an average of 32 a minute and was good for his second record. He also holds one for planting 23,060 trees in 24 hours in Alberta 5 years ago. If you're going to set a record, this is a great one to set, right? I mean, world record tree planter, and right here in Canada.
Especially right now, too, and I have done it once in my life. It is no joke. It is tough work, and you're down there doing that. To set a record, think about how many he's doing per minute for 24 hours. What an accomplishment.
32 a minute, that's wild.
It is wild, yeah. Good on him. I'm sure he'll just probably continuously break his own records.
We love it.
Over the years ahead.
Our forecast today, it's a great day to be outside. If you're going to be planting some trees or maybe doing a little yard work, it's a perfect day for it. We are expecting a high of 22 into the afternoon, seeing some sunshine this morning. Risk of those thunderstorms, though, in through the day ahead, but a hot and sunny week ahead for us. 13 here in the city. It's nice and warm across the region. Everyone's sitting in those double digits so far this hour. We could see some thunderstorms late this afternoon around 3 p.m. Continuing into your overnight, there is a risk of thunderstorms for today, but it will clear out pretty quickly, and the sunshine is back as we head into tomorrow. Our forecast today, a high of 22 later on this afternoon, so everybody in those low 20s and throughout the day ahead. 21 is the high out in Petawawa, Pembroke, so in the valley, a high of 21. 22 for us here in Ottawa, same within Gatineau and Kittigan-Zibi. Slightly cooler in Tremblant today for a high of 18, 21 over in Montreal. But overall, the next 7 days is looking fantastic. 10 is the overnight low for tonight, 22 for tomorrow. More sunshine for Tuesday, mix of sun and cloud Wednesday, Thursday, and quite hot by Thursday with a high of 29. So almost creeping up into those 30s. 27 for Friday, Saturday, we could see a few spotty showers. Here's a live look at your roads this hour on your drive in right now. No collisions to report, but slowdowns eastbound on the 417 beginning at Moody and through Maitland. Congestion westbound on the Queensway approaching Greenbank as well as between Saint Laurent and Nicholas. Westbound on the 174 build up between 10th Line and Montreal Road. Champlain Bridge is moving well. All other bridges are moving well. The Champlain Bridge is moving slowly. And just a reminder, the construction will continue along Greenbank in both directions, so you will expect delays throughout the day ahead. Now let's check out your TSN must-see moment.
Hello there, Matt Scooby in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Sunday. We go to the Diamond for this one. Phillies taking on the Dodgers. Man on. Rondy Baez in the first when he smacks one deep to center. But check out Justin Crawford makes a leaping catch and face plants into the wall in the process. The son of former All-Star Carl Crawford showing off the defensive skills and earning your must-see moment from Sunday. And today on TSN, we've got a full day of round 4 coverage from Roland Garros, including number 4, Felix Auger-Aliassime taking on Alejandro Tabilo. It all starts bright and early at 5 a.m. Eastern on TSN 5 and 1. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
And if that isn't the definition of when Monday morning hits, I don't know what is. All right, the World Cup is literally around the corner. And if you're like us, very excited, we checked out a spot right here in the market that is getting all that FIFA World Cup right ready for action. With the World FIFA Cup literally around the corner, this is the place that you want to be. We are at Normal, and I mean, look at all the jerseys and all the swag that they have here ahead of the much anticipated tournament. Shaymara, get on over here. Normal has been working on this really hard, really over the last year, especially over the last couple of weeks. Tell me about this collaboration and why you decided to team up with this FIFA World Center you have here.
Yes, of course. So Normal, it's been a hub in Ottawa for sneakers and streetwear since 1997. So, you know, we're known for blending fashion, art, and music with streetwear and sports. And so naturally, you know, getting into that soccer collection was the thing that we wanted to do. We really wanted to create some excitement in the Ottawa community and just create that landmark for World Cup excitement. So we've gone as far as to even create a huge installation on the exterior of our building, collaborating with Adidas. So that if you do come downtown, you're going to see this huge World Cup energy just exuding.
Okay, so soccer kits have exploded, and it's all the talk right now. What exactly is a soccer kit?
If we're going to talk about soccer kits, we got to talk about a little bit of the history of fashion. So fashion and soccer have been connected since the 70s, essentially. You will see European football fans wearing their soccer kit, so their soccer jersey, but tying it back to like streetwear style. There's also Adidas Terrace footwear, which was a huge thing. And then in the 2000s and the 90s, you would see people wearing their vintage soccer jerseys and tying that back into streetwear fashion. So that's why it's like a huge thing.
Right.
And that brings me to this wall with some exciting collections. So the first one here is Japan. As you see, Y3, that is a really important Japanese designer.
Yeah.
So that's a really awesome collab. We also have Nigeria. So Nigeria, amazing colors, interesting patterns, and again, these are the jerseys they're wearing on the field. We also have Ghana that is known for some really interesting designs and beautiful details.
Tell me about the special ball, because this is really cool.
Yeah, so this is actually an official ball of the World Cup FIFA. We also have balls for all of the countries, but this one is extra special because legit, you're finding this on the field. It's at high quality. And what's even more exciting is we are going to be getting in the next level. So it's going to have a USB port. You're charging it when you're playing with it. It's tracking all of your stats, just like the real balls on the pitch. So we're super excited for that coming in. Yeah.
Oh, that's so wild. The world we live in now, eh, where you can do something like that.
Exactly.
All right, speaking about fashion, we got some models highlighting some of the wonderful gear here. We got a few different looks here. Tell me about each model and what they're wearing.
Yes, of course. So our first model, Henry, he's wearing one of the most recognizable jerseys. So it's Ronaldo, number 7. And so he's actually wearing a full soccer kit. He's got the authentic jersey with the replica shorts, hat, and then some Wales Bonner shoes.
All right, number 2.
Number 2, so Henry is wearing a replica France jersey. So what does a replica mean? It looks like the jerseys that your favorite player are wearing, but it's a little bit more for a lifestyle wear and affordable price point.
I love that. Okay, final model for us today.
Final model, so Oscar is wearing one of the most sought after jerseys. So this is Messi, number 10. Now, what makes this jersey so special is it's an honor to have number 10 on your jersey. So the Federation will choose that for you, and most of your legendary players are going to have that number 10.
I love that, man. So many different looks depending on what you want. Before we go, you had one more question for me.
Yeah, so what soccer kit are you leaving today with?
So it's, you know, it hurts the soul, but I have to stay true to my squad, to my people, to the Italians, even though the heartbreak is there. But I'm going Italy all the way. I mean, you gotta love that blue. It's so great. But if you want to get your FIFA World Cup to the full max, you like that?
I do.
Filled up. This is the place to be, Normal. Thanks so much for having me today.
And thanks for coming out.
Still staying strong with my Italian team, no matter what. And I know we got a lot of Italian viewers. You're with me, too. It's the 10 o'clock Skycam show and sunshine on your Monday. Temperatures will reach 22 this afternoon, 8:45. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey. CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video, upload it at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
Ready to grow your green thumb this season? Join us every Friday as we plant the seeds for gardening success with local experts.
Good to Grow on CTV Your Morning Ottawa, Fridays. Brought to you in part by Robert Plant Greenhouses.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
with a laid-back vibe.
Where foodies love their sweets.
And markets bursting with flavor.
Wrapped up in waterways.
And hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future
meets the past.
Where people come together.
Always proud.
Often loud. Whee!
And positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
Yum. It is National Butter Tart Day, and Chapman's Ice Cream is celebrating with some awesome flavors. Hey, Ashley Chapman, how are you today?
I am wonderful, and you?
Well, I'm surrounded by Chapman's ice cream, so you know I'm a very happy person. Hey, how is Chapman celebrating National Butter Tart Day?
Well, we're going to do what we do every day and eat a lot of ice cream. That's just part of working at Chapman's Ice Cream. But we're gearing up and getting ready for the Butter Tart Festival.
Oh, tell me about that.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. It's actually done every year in Midland, and it's ridiculous. They have every single butter tart known to man. They've got stuff for kids. They've got stuff for adults. It's just amazing. And of course, Chapman's is going to be there with our new pecan butter tart ice cream, and we're going to be giving that out for free.
What's that you said? I'm a little bit distracted here. What? I'm not really paying attention, really. Ashley, come on. This is so good. This is an incredible
last
flavor.
year we released a raisin butter tart.
Okay.
And, you know, the raisin people loved us. The pecan people hated us. So we said, you know what, we just got we got to make all butter tart people happy. So we decided to release this one.
I got to tell you, Ashley, there's something about the pecans in there. Adding that little bit of crunch that I really like. I love that texture with the smooth, creamy ice cream. The flavor is absolutely to die for. You have the perfect blend. Not too sweet. It's got that gorgeous butter tart richness and then that smoothness of the ice cream. Yes, I am hooked. Oh my God. This is really good.
Well, let's just say the development of this flavor was a lot of fun because we've got a lot of serious butter tart people in-house. And so our R&D department would bring everybody in, and we were tasting local butter tarts along with this, trying to get the balance right. And I think we did a pretty good job.
I have to tell you something here. Before they brought this segment to me, they said, hey, you want to do it? You want to talk to Ashley, talk about the ice cream? I went, you know what? I'm just a chocolate and vanilla kind of ice cream kind of girl. I'm not really into the fancy stuff. This is it here, right here. I'm really surprised how much I love it, and I'm happily surprised as well. You guys have a hit here. So I'm loving the butter tart with the pecan flavor, but you also got something else going on here. Strawberries happening?
Yes, for the people who want to take maybe a healthier approach to their snack, we've also released a strawberry yogurt this year.
Wait a minute.
And yeah, it is one of those quintessential yogurt flavors that we realized we didn't have. So we thought, yeah, let's put this out this year.
Are you serious? So this does a body good, does the heart and soul good as well. And you know what? It's I'm really having a hard time here, Ashley, talking to you. I just want to eat all these flavors and enjoy the ice cream. There's something about Chapman's ice cream. I mean, talk about the family institution that goes in behind the ice cream.
Oh, absolutely. We've been around since 1973. And you know what? We have a lot of fun doing what we do. And this week is a big week for us. We did a giant expansion of our factory, 175,000 square feet, and we're just opening it up this week and starting to make mix and run new machines. So it's a very exciting time at Chapman's.
That is fantastic. Hey, National Butter Tart Day. You got gorgeous butter tart and pecans with the ice cream, gorgeous flavors, and have a great time at the festival as well, Ashley. Thank you so much.
Great talking to you. Take care.
You too.
Welcome back and happy Monday, everybody. We got a couple minutes left before we let you go about your days. We want to remind you our Your Neighborhood segment. Melissa, Rosie, and myself are heading out to different areas throughout the city. We focus on a different neighborhood each and every month, and we love what we've seen so far. If you have some gems out there, something you want to highlight, you know what, this family, this local business, they do such a good job. Show them some love. If you have that in mind, email us, yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca, and we will work to get them maybe a little bit of love throughout the next few months in the year ahead, Missy.
You know what else I'm loving this week is our forecast is absolutely stunning. We are in a new month. We are officially in June, and June is bringing the heat and the sun. Mix of sun and cloud into your afternoon, a high of 22 today. Now, we could see some thunderstorms later on this evening and right through into your overnight. Temps will actually fall to 10 tonight. But then look at this gorgeous week, 22 for tomorrow. Lots of sunshine to be enjoyed Tuesday. Mix of sun and cloud Wednesday, Thursday, and hot by the end of the week. 29, almost climbing into those 30s by Thursday, Friday, Saturday, staying hot. Chance of spotty showers. It should change. I know the Red Blacks home opener happening Saturday night. We have the Chio Telethon happening Saturday afternoon. Hopefully it changes and we see just pure sunshine in the forecast. But overall, good looking week. We can't complain. You know what it calls for? ice cream.
Oh,
It's
I'm
a good
okay
week
with
for
that.
ice cream.
A little bit of ice cream in the forecast.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring those bad boys over here.
Look
on
what
a
we got.
platter.
Ice cream weather.
You know, I will say the first time that we linked up with Chapman's last year, they had a bunch of ice cream for us, and now look what they have.
Butter
Oh
pecan.
my goodness.
Okay, well, you enjoy that, and we'll see you back here bright and early tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Have a great day, everyone.
That, thank you.
Michael's just taking the